With all the things going on in the news, but when it comes down to it, Kate, I've got a echo there.
It's because I don't think you're beaming, so I was trying to make sure you were, which means doing this. Wait, doing. But does it not? But it's not working. You're still getting an echo?
Let's see. Yes.
What have I done wrong? What's different?
We clicked something.
Yeah, well, I have, because I was like, I think only music is playing and Simon is muted. I apologize, people. Give us a second. Like, I just spilled wine everywhere, so like, I'm going through a thing right now.
Yes. We were going to start at 8 o'clock, but Chaotic Neutral's long-standing traditions. I'm going to take this off because hearing myself is weird. Chaotic Neutral's long-standing traditions of technical issues came to a head when, with the most seasonal technical issue to date, Kate ended up knocking mulled wine all over her keyboard about a minute before we were due to broadcast. So bear with us, and we'll be on top.
Simon, stop talking!
What am I doing wrong? Wait, so, okay, you guys...
Well, you're not echoing.
Well, okay, maybe it's just because I turned off...
I agree with
something.
Rodrigo.
I don't hear Rodrigo, so sorry. Right, I'm going back to starting soon. Goodbye, people, we'll be back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Chaotic Neutral Games and our last broadcast of 2019. And what a week it's been. We are all here, and by all, I really mean all. And we have a returning player, Rodrigo, as Aiden Canelm. I was going to put it as a surprise, but trying to mess about with graphics and things was just going to be too much. So, yes,
Hello.
we will be hearing from our Blood Hunter as well as part of this. But more about that later. So one of the things I'm looking forward to at the moment is 2020. Bit of a weird thing to say, bearing in mind all the things that's on in the news and everything else. But for Chaotic Neutral in particular, it means on to more, newer, better, continuing things. We're going to be continuing with the Benefactor, but we're going to try to do a few more bits and pieces, probably ad hoc, whether it be little one-shots in terms of streaming or maybe podcasting. I'm not quite sure. There's some technicalities there that I don't want to get into. Mostly, I think we'll probably stay onto Twitch, and we may change it up with different games. So for any of you who's listened to the pilot podcast that we sent out, I've recently gained a bit of a love for the Star Wars Edge of Empire system. I was given the dice by the lovely Corinne earlier on this year, and I really loved it, how it separated from, instead of beating numbers with numbers, into a more narrative way of determining things in the story. And narrative-led games has always been my thing, if you haven't guessed from the way that we do things here. And our positive experience with Dragon Meat, meeting up with a lot of people from Podcast Zone UK, has just kind of made me hungry for a little bit more. So I'm hoping to give you some extra and good news in the new year as the different opportunities arise. Other than that, as I say, it is our last stream of 2019. So for the next 2 Fridays, you will not hear from us. You'll be hearing us on the, on the 10th, by my count, will be the next time that you will hear from us. And I think we'll be leaving it in a pretty good place. So, with no further ado, let's start episode 55 of The Benefactor. And welcome everybody. And let's say hello to the players and a welcome back to Rodrigo.
Oh no! Hey!
I'm back by unpopular demand. Hello.
You're right in the center of the screen
is that
as well.
We demanded. It is demand. So, let's get started, shall we? First of all, how are you guys? All wrapping up nicely for Christmas?
That is the first bit of decoration I've put out, which is tinsel just before the stream, going, oh, I need to make it Christmassy in some way. There's a tree.
I bought a tree just to have one decoration.
You can't see it in my room because this is my room I'm in, but like outside of my room, it's all Christmassy outside, like with the tree and everything.
Yeah.
Well,
me and Simon don't have any Christmas decoration up because we're all leaving in 2 days.
That's not an excuse.
Christmas is not coming here. But we did have one pivotal part of Christmas, and that was mulled wine. I bought a bottle yesterday and warmed it up, and it was very lovely, especially considering Corinne's throat is killing us. So that's good.
This is funny coming as someone whose character is an alcoholic, but after 5 to 6 months of working at that call center, I'm so tired of alcohol.
Mood.
Yeah.
Mood.
I'm like every time as someone mentions alcohol around me, I'm like, oh, please, no. It's not on you guys.
I don't want to drink anymore. I don't want to drink.
I don't have time to drink half the time. I mean, the fact that I've got a lovely glass of red that was given to me by a client. Well, they didn't give me the glass; they gave me the whole bottle. But is something. So I'm just like, I get to have a moment of enjoying. Oh, there we go, dude. Yeah, there you go. Nick's got some red as well. So. Just
I have
relaxing.
4 bottles of Julmust.
I have some red. It's all in my keyboard right now.
Great.
Yes, and of course, and in the time-honored tradition, 2 traditions in one, Kate has mulled wine in her keyboard. So, as of a minute to...
It smells nice,
Yeah, Christmassy. Yeah.
I have a vintage 2007 bottle of Coca-Cola.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So,
right. Yeah.
There's that as well.
Right, shall we get into it? Because a lot has happened last week and the week before. So, for anyone who is watching and doesn't know, because for some reason I don't know how to pull up the user list on my chat, this new dashboard is really weird. So, in the one shot last week, the guys picked up Aiden Canelm as Shackleman. So Aiden Canelm is currently on Liberty's Triumph, heading towards the port of Ostergold. The rest of the team at that point, because it's all kind of wibbly wobbly, timey wimey, were going to the gate to open up the gate to let Freetown in, and let them in they did. So they went from being a small stealth party managing to hide wherever they can and just doing quick combats when they can't in the city to get through the city. And once they had got to the western gate, they opened up one of the western gates. They opened up the western gate, and Freetown in its entirety spilled into the city. And the Architect's demons that are currently besieging Ostergold. This is the siege of Ostergold, and no one's been stupid enough to attack it in the past. And the siege is from the inside, so the walls were what's keeping them in effectively. Although there are a lot of flying demons that are currently able to get over the walls, and I described that some of the demons ended up adapting so that they could climb up cathedrals and things like that, because that became necessary at some point. And also the walls outside the palace. Once they let in the people of Ostergold, the people of Freetown, everything changed. the architect in his brilliance, profiling whole groups of people, whether it be mages trying to attack his demon, or the militia trying to attack his demons, or the thieves guild trying to attack his demons. He started using his strange brilliance and flesh sculpting skill to change the demons as they fought, to adapt to every tactic. And as Merrick pointed out back in episode 54, the one thing that the architect can't deal with is individuality. And when the players here opened up the gates to Freetown, they opened up to a whole mess of individuality. The first thing you heard was Beat Baba Doom laying down some of his lyrics and jumping acrobat style through the gates for a perfect entrance. He started dancing and bopping along, and the demons themselves started dancing because it was something that they couldn't anticipate, because music doesn't exist in the Abyss. After that, people started flooding in, laborers, people of all different trades, smugglers, regular folk. There were groups of housewives beating the crap out of people with carving knives, knitting needles, and rolling pins. You saw kids who, they know in Freetown, if you get attacked, everyone dies. If you starve, everyone dies. So when they try to get a solution, the whole of Freetown mobilizes. And so you have kids climbing up on drain pipes and throwing flower bombs into the eyes of demons. And this cacophony, it's joined by Farewell Barebones, having recently saved his good friend Merrick Briarstone.
I still can't believe you fucking made me do that. Still cannot believe you made me do that.
Your
So you
bestest friend in the world.
So you have the picture start that from these gates going into the city is this huge carnivale throng of people, of mixed individuals from all walks of life, all identities. Nothing that can be profiled as a theme amongst any of them, other than the fact that they are one as a people. And with them, you have Glory, who I believe teleported down with Farewell, and so she stood with the small goblin wizard Merrick Briarstone, who's standing gratefully next to Farewell Barebones, and they're coming in from one angle. We're not going to be doing maps today because this is all narrative. There's going to be some challenges. There may even be some fighting, but there's not going to be any maps. You have leaping down from one of the towers, Eclipse of the Moon, Agile Tabaxi, having recently flipped the switch that opened these large magically protected gates.
I'm still invisible. I'm still invisible, by the way. That thing lasts for an hour.
Yeah, you're invisible. And
Technically,
you have...
Eclipse, you're carrying the carpet with me because you picked the other end up as I was festooning it onto my back.
That's right, yeah. So
as my role has been reduced from healer to pack mule.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No.
Not just pack mule, you're the carpet carrier.
I thought you were gonna say not just a pack mule, the pack mule.
Yeah.
Give him 10 minutes.
We also have Cora, who is now charging into the carnival itself on the back of a bear that she pulled out of her rust bag of tricks. So on your bear mount, which will last for the rest of the day, you are going through the throng of your former people. Well, I say former, your people, the people of Freetown, and quite rightfully leading the charge. And that's where we're going to start the session today. So, the free flow blood is pumping and the bodies start to pile. These liberation party in the Ostergal style. We're no stranger to hardship, and this here too will pass. So rack them up and send them here. We'll kick their lily ass. Beatbird jumps onto another pile of crates, throwing out his usual sense of clowning and rhythm, and he is getting people smiling and laughing when they are currently in the middle of a scenario that should kill them. And you can hear around you, Cora, because you're in the middle of this throng, that this strange music is coming out of the strangest sources. Footfalls, weapons clanging against demonic horns, cries both in pleasure and in pain. There's this music that's coming out of the people itself. It's almost like Beeper is playing the crowd as an instrument. And you kind of try to figure out where this is coming from. And you realize that he's adding what he needs to make it fall into beat. The way he's moving, everybody is moving that way with him. Beeper's infectious rhythm is affecting everyone, including the demons. And so people are dancing and fighting at the same time. Also, when he needs to drop a particular beat to get everybody back in sync, he'll kick a barrel off a cart, or he'll clap, or he'll just end up screaming out loud with laughter, just so that everybody suddenly syncs to that one point. And he is dancing and jumping and weaving through the crowd like some sort of crazed acrobat from another plane of existence. His eyes are bright wide, his skin is slick with sweat, and yet he looks amazing. And you realize that there's no fear here. Even when people are being struck and gaining wounds, they're either smiling or angry. You look over to one corner and you can hear someone say, Bren, quick, I'm coming. Ah! And this little halfling charges towards this large bugbear. The bugbear turns around and goes, okay, love, and puts out one giant clawed hand. The halfling jumps into the hand, and the bugbear goes whoosh like a trebuchet and throws the halfling in the face of a demon. You look to you look to the left, and a bunch of what seems to be washerwomen suddenly throw just a wet rag into one of the demon's faces. The demon suddenly goes, ah! And what a turtle woman in the crowd goes, yeah, that's lime love, with a few extra little caustic bits put in for it too. Have at 'em, ladies. And you watch as this crowd of women walk up, and they hobble this demon, both knees simultaneously, with what seems to be a meat tenderizing mallet and a granite rolling pin. As it hits to the floor, the turtle walks up and says, how's this for a bag of bananas? Pulls out a knitting needle, inserts it into the ear of the demon, and then smacks it with the palm of her hand. The demon twitches for a second and lies still. Two guys at the back, one of them a Goliath and the other one a Minotaur, pull this cart that's just chock full of gravel. You can tell that they were putting gravel in the potholes in the roads, and they start charging at this thing. Once they're charging this thing forward down the streets. As other people see this happening, they go up to it as well. And by the time it hits the first demon, it's got somewhere in the region of about 10 to 12 Freetowners pushing this wagon in what seems to be the most screwed up Cool Runnings remake you've ever seen. They're charging down the street now, and people are running to keep up. It's not that they're trying to get out to the next threat and take that down and take that down. At this point, everyone's having to keep up with the carnage, and a couple of times they leave a demon half dead behind, and some people have to double back and kill it. The rest of you, as members of the party, start charging forward as well, and you notice that as the Freetowners are doing this, curtains are starting to twitch, shutters open a crack, and the people of Ostergeld see the furore below and realize instinctively, or maybe as a result of the music, that this is their chance. Doors fly open, And you see as people come out wielding swords, hammers, staffs. There's one woman who walks out and goes, "Now!" And as she does so, she throws her arms up in the air, and a bunch of sprites just appear from nowhere. And these weaving sprites just fly down the street, firing illusion magic and trickster magic at more demons. These demons are trying to dance, by the way, whilst trying to avoid this. And so most of them end up dancing around strange will-o'-the-wisps and strange coloured smokes that are curling around their body, making them look more ridiculous and less horrifying with every measure. And a few seconds after that, this huge wave of free folk pile on top of them, pulling them down by sheer force of numbers, leaving only still bodies. So, that's a little bit of flavour. What are you four doing?
There is a very confused water genasi, right? As his brain is really struggling to put two and two together. I thought they were supposed to get better when you kill them and learn.
Yeah, but they can't learn it when it's so random.
There's too many. There's too many of them. They can't learn them all.
Yeah. Too
Farewell,
much at the same time, I think.
Farewell, do me a medicine check.
Okay. Ha! Okay, well I'm screwed for the rest of the session because that's a nat 20, so 29. That's
Sure.
it. That's me. I'm done. That's all.
That's it. You are toast. Yeah. When we actually get to the fighting, you're bone man. Yeah. So you look down at one of the demons. You can see the demon is in part transformation. They're trying to rapidly change it to adapt, and you can see that one side of the demon, the arm is turning into some sort of clubbed weapon, and on the other side, the arm is starting to show signs of backward spines as it was trying to adapt to the 4 or 5 people trying to kill it simultaneously. It couldn't focus on what the threat was and what the solution was, and so it just started turning into just some random crap. And you can see that the more you're going along, the first few that the Freetowners hit barely shifted at all. And as you're getting further and further down the street and more demons are being killed, you can see that the mutations are getting more and more erratic as they're trying to adapt to whatever signals are coming to them from the previous fallen demons. And, you know, it's like each demon is transmitting a different thing. You need harder skin, you need to be fire resistant, you need to be ice resistant, you need to be not have an allergy to cleaning powder, you need to, you need to be able to survive a knitting needle through the ear, all these things. And some weird stuff has come along. In fact, the last 4 you've seen don't have ears. So how they can hear, you're not quite sure. And yeah, they are looking incredibly, incredibly weird right now as the architect's infrastructure that he uses to mutate his minions gets stranger and stranger. Now, there was an order that I was going to do this in, but we have a player that I want to bring in, and you get as far as the main city square, the parade square. As I mentioned before, in Ostergold, the center of Ostergold is a very large paved city square, I guess, instead of a town square. And it's a giant parade ground where Duke Ostergold can do pageants and triumphs as he marches his soldiers through the city. There's normally huge revelry and feasting when this happens, so the people don't really care that much. They'll come along, they'll watch the soldiers, and then they'll get a load of free food and booze. And you're heading towards that one where logic dictates that you're going to be spreading out a little bit, and you're going to be possibly being attacked by from all sides. Where at the moment, the Freetowners going through the city is a moving wave. I did cut off at the description with Nick. So what's the remaining 3 of you doing as this procession is going? And then I'm going to segue into Aiden.
Well, I'll be doing something similar to Farewell as I'm taking in how they are mutating and coming to the conclusion that if all of us attack it at the same time, they might not have the time to adapt before they die.
Okay. Your wormling suddenly curls around and whispers in your ear with this little forked tongue tickling your ear, and he says, "Mistress, I can say with no shadow of a doubt that this architect creature, clever though he is not capable of receiving all these signals. Even before now, I have suspected that he has some sort of intermediary creature or device. I would go with the latter. Some sort of artificial intellect that's capable of receiving all these signals and then put through a list of, maybe through the use of arcane glyphs."
Good thinking. Maybe there's something to learn here.
What
I'd
your
like to know.
wormling is proposing is some sort of arcane computer.
Yep. Because an arcane computer is not terrifying in the least.
Okay.
Cora is sitting as high as she can on the bear to try and look over the crowd. Possibly even trying to stand on the bear if she cannot see.
It's big enough compared to you, yeah.
Yeah, so she is, she's kind of like almost forgetting where she is and what she's doing. She's getting caught up, I think, in the carnival nature of it. Although she's blasting demons with Eldritch Blast whenever, like, if she's seeing any or she's trying to help people. But she's also kind of like enjoying herself a bit. But she's also scanning every single halfling she sees.
There's a barrowman that you know, and the barrowman's name is Lesser, and she's quite heavy set, person. You don't go pulling around a barrow full of goods all day without becoming somewhat of a juggernaut of a person. And you can see that she's got a mallet that's normally used for bashing cartwheels back on, and she's running full pelt at one of these demons, and she hits it, she knocks it back, swings around again as it goes back, hits it again, knocks it back another 5 foot, and then the third time she misses and actually falls over, what a player character would have as a natural 1. The demon is just about to jump on her, and instinctively you throw an Eldritch Blast in her face. In the demon's face. And get that the right way around. And the demon kind of reels back from the blow, and in that moment, Lesser's able to stand back up, and from a crouching position, she actually does instead of a heaven to earth strike, an earth to heaven strike, so upwards with the mallet, smashing the demon in the chin. Teeth go spraying all over the place, and the hammer goes up. At which point she stops it. You can tell there's a strain. You can see the veins just bulging in her muscles as she suddenly just brings this thing back down again, and this time a heaven to earth strike, smashing off one of the horns. And then the horn kind of gets caught up in the mallet, and the horn itself gets rammed into the creature's chest. And you can see that the creature's just been staved in, and it falls back. She turns around and goes, "Cora!" and then just charges off into the crowd. I believe you want to make a perception check, however. I threw that flavor in because I had it written, but...
So, for a perception check, perception 15, 18.
18. You can see that over by the strange-looking turtle woman who you've never seen before is a familiar figure. As you see she's known locally as Mother Gatherall, and that's Taro's mother. And she is part of a group of housewives and washerwomen who are swarming demons and beating them to death with heavy objects. The turtle that she's next to is wielding a walking stick and what seems to be a folded trestle table used as a shield. And they're jumping on demons and beating the ever-loving hell out of them. And she looks haggard, a little bit kind of tired and worn. But every time they drop a demon on its back, you see this look of absolute rage coming through this little halfling woman as she smashes down what is it's a washboard, yeah? But the bottom part of it is broken off. It's like a guillotine, and she's just there just smashing this into the demon. There are clear signs that she's been crying. There's kind of dried streaks down her face, mixing in with dirt and sweat, and her eyes are bright red from crying for some reason. And she's just smashing and smashing and smashing with the rest of the women. These mothers know that they are between these demons and their children, and they are just going hell for leather.
They are doing what every parent should be doing, defending their kids at all costs.
Because you rolled so high, I would like you to do me a luck check. Just roll me a d20.
That's another 15.
15 on the nose. So, as you look around thinking, yeah, I've seen what I was looking for, you watch as the world's most unconvincing tiefling disguise runs past you, especially considering the tiefling is so small. You think it's a tiny little tiefling child, and the child scales up a bunch of crates, pulls out a flower bomb and throws it into the face of a demon and jumps back off. And as they jump back off, their horns fall off, and you watch as another member of the Gatherall family picks up the pair of horns and puts them back on their head. Apparently, in order to join the fun, one of the younger boys, I believe Tara had a brother?
Yeah, so there's Trim, Milo, and Bree. Bree's the youngest, but the boy is Milo.
Yeah, it's Milo, as because he didn't want to be caught disobeying Mum's orders. He's dressed up as a tiefling. You can tell that the ruddy skin, the ruddy color on his skin, is actually blackberries that he's smushed up in his hands and put over his face. You can tell that because only half of his hands are purple. So he has purpled up his face using blackberries, and he's wearing a pair of goat's horns that he's tied onto his head with string. It is not in any way convincing, but he thinks that he's the most clever person in the world right now. And you can see
I'm gonna try and stick close. Sorry, is Farewell saying that to Cora?
He would have walked across and he would have been stood by her on the bear, knowing better to ask where she got a bear from. What are you saying?
That's Milo. I think he's trying to be a tiefling, but I'm not sure it's successful. But yeah,
I don't know. Purple suits him.
Yeah, I mean it's a good look, and I expect he expect it tastes good on his hands. I mean they're
You can see Farewell that one horn is kind of pointing down and one is pointing up, because string is not good for holding on a pair of heavy horns. But he seems to be rocking it at the moment, and he's not the only. He's there's several of these kids in a group, so they're all kind of helping out together. And you can see that he's with a little half-orc girl who is currently focusing, and she's really concentrating. You feel like she's taking like 2 turns to cast this cantrip, but she is occasionally throwing out a firebolt. It's just taking her longer than usual because you have a feeling she's just learned how to do it. So she's like, "Argh!" And 12 seconds later, this little firebolt goes bang and hits this demon.
I will just cast Sacred Flame on that same demon. Dexterity 18 if we're going to do any saving throws.
Yeah, I like this. Let me do it. Yep, that's a failure. That's a 4. So yeah.
That's
Excuse
15 points of radiant damage the demon takes.
So as her firebolt hits, this extra damage hits in, and it doesn't kill the demon. However, at that point, let me roll. Let me see. A Kalashtar. Okay, a Kalashtar barbarian walks up with a strange curved bat saber, and seeing the demon reel back from this radiant energy, just does this strange flourish, and the demon's head goes lop bump 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 bump. Now, even though the half-orc girl sees that the Kalashtar took off the head of the demon, she saw the amount of damage that was caused by her firebolt, and she gives a huge whoop, runs up to the nearest wall, and parkours about 1.5 meters up the wall, and does a backflip off it in celebration, almost like she's celebrating a goal at a football game.
I'm impressed.
That looked pretty cool.
Good girl.
And
Is it? I was gonna say, is it my turn now? Yeah.
Yeah. What do you do?
You're invisible.
I don't know. Yeah, I was gonna say, because I can't do a huge amount before I break my invisibility, because my invisibility will be broken if I attack.
Yeah.
But I guess I can still steal stuff. So if the demons are carrying anything, I will just loot whatever they have. I don't know.
You're so terrible.
I love this.
Hello, DM. I would like to loot. I'm not rage looting this time. I am stealth looting.
Yeah.
These demons don't really carry much, but what I will allow is that you end up finding ways of helping without attacking. So, for example, you pull a log slightly into the center of the road, just off the curb, and a demon falls backward.
I can still perform the help action.
Yeah, you can perform the help action all you like when you're invisible. And a demon's about to slash this one guy across the chest, and you just kind of give him a slight nudge. It's not enough to be an attack, it's the help action. You just nudge this guy slightly back, and you watch as the claws miss by about 1 inch. And there's lots of these little things that you can do whilst invisible and shrewd to be able to tip the balance, and you're very much being that extra roll of the dice, which is what the help action does, to prevent things going badly.
And I'll have Athena going around, and I will also at some point get a bit of a bird's eye view, literally, by having her going up and seeing through her eyes, while holding on to Glory, probably scaring the shit out of her.
That's fine. I am displacing myself half the time, so...
Yep. The familiars, now you mention Athena, are doing things, so you can see that Eowyn is going around wearing this lovely kind of courtier's costume when she is visible, though she spends a lot of time going invisible again. And with her tiny little rapier, so duelist sword, she goes around stabbing demons in the neck to see if she can get them to go a little woozy. They don't sleep in the same way, but her fey magic can certainly have an effect. There are other things as well, that the wormling jumps off and starts to use its terrifying glare on some of the demons. Doesn't work on all of the demons, many of them can't be frightened, but as they're shifting and changing, this strange creature just pouring this weird eldritch energy into them, confuses them, and sometimes they stumble and fall over, doing whatever they can. And as you say, Athena is giving air support as well. You watch, Corinne, as the procession goes into the main parade grounds that I described. And without any sides of the street to constrain them anymore, the Freetown mob start to blossom out like this mushroom head to the into the center of it all. Unfortunately, being a large open expanse, there are a few demons around. Some of them larger, some of them smaller, some of the large shovelers that you've seen, most of them inquisitors, and there are some airborne units that are around here too. Some sort of congregation place. And they start charging, and you can see that the free folk watching themselves being charged suddenly look a little wary, not necessarily frightened, but a little wary. And Beeper starts to really go to town by running forward ahead of the entire mob and dancing. But you can see that the way he's dancing, he's looking left and right and seeing that they're going to be flanked at some point. It's at that point that you hear this sound of footfalls, and maybe you've become attuned to it now. You have a feeling it's not demons, and pouring out of a side street is a ragtag bunch of people wearing clothes of all different nations, and they are all carrying mixtures of heavy crossbows. Some of them have got black powder weapons, some of them have got weapons that are reminiscent of Aiden's witchlock pistols, just they don't look as elegant as his. And
is there some fire going around?
No, that's elsewhere. I'm not going to mention those characters. These are skags. These are the skags that are coming in, and one of them comes in and says, "Shackleman, get ready!" And you can see the demons starting to form this crescent shape around you. Take aim! And you can see that between the ragtag bunch, now identified as the Shacklemen, are quite a substantial amount of these demons. Little Rabbit, fire! And this huge barrage of flashes appears in that direction, and smoke fills straight along the line from the black powder, and you watch as this kind of zipping sound of bolt and blast and bullet go into these completely unprepared demons from behind, and you just hear zip, 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 pump, 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 and you watch as a bunch of these demons fall to the ground. The smoke starts to lift and starts to clear, and a familiar figure comes out of the smoke. Rodrigo, how does Aiden enter?
Drinking a bottle of wine and then smashing it over a demon's head.
On brand.
I already have. Fuck, I forgot what it's called. Right of the Dawn on my saber. Yep. So if you want to, I can just already do that.
Sword.
Right?
Yep. No
right.
problem.
But instead of using my magical anti-undead, anti-demonic sword on any on the demon, I just fucking like bring down the wine bottle, break it in half on the demon's head.
Strangely, it has as much of an effect as if you'd use the sword, and you have no idea why.
Alright. Like, I'm not gonna complain.
I mean, Aiden is proficient in wine bottle.
Aiden gets hugged by an invisible cat and probably stabs her.
Yeah, probably. Give me a moment. Let's do some quick maths.
Eclipse's human has come back.
My human is here.
I shall hug you, and then I shall ignore you.
That is very cat of you. I look like I haven't slept in days because I have not slept in days. And the drinking, I don't know. I'm visibly confused, and I'm I mean, I knew Ostacle was kind of like a shitty place before, but it didn't have demons before.
Yeah.
Carrie, and I look at Gloria and I go, care to explain?
You know the guy we fought in the institute? Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Technically, yes, you do, but that was me.
Oh yeah. That was.
I mean, you can roll inside if you want to see if I'm lying or not, but my answer's still no.
Oh well, either way. So the rifts have started appearing. They figured out a way in, and we're gonna go and kill the guy responsible.
We're shutting down the portal. We're shutting down the portal, not necessarily killing the architect. We're gonna destroy his footfall.
I'm strangely getting more and more with Glory as time goes on, and that terrifies the life out of me.
You're still
I'm gonna
not
hug you
off
now,
the hook
Aiden,
for
and
leaving
please don't
us.
shoot me and or stab me. And Farewell will go underneath his arms and give him one of those like big bear hug.
At that point,
where he,
Glory
sort
will
of
go
just
in and
smile.
hug you because Aiden is basically held up by Farewell, so he can't push her away.
Being pinned by Farewell, he can't do anything.
Run in to grab a leg.
I just love the fact that whilst this great hugging is going on, a pirate gets thrown over you, gets caught by a bunch of his friends who decide that this is a fairly good game, and throws the pirate back at the demon that threw him in the first place. A drow shackleman does backflips past you, completely unheeded by you, and in something that Glory was going to kick herself for missing, does a handstand, wraps her thighs around the neck of a demon, comes up by doing basically a sit-up, and so that the demon's face is basically in her crotch, pulls out a flintlock pistol, puts it in the demon's eye, and pulls the trigger. The demon goes down, and she dismounts like a pro, forward roll, gets up to her feet, pulls out a cutlass, and then slashes across the face of a second demon, which is taken out by a bunch of Freetowners, and none of you get to see it.
I do have a 20 passive perception. I'm pretty sure I'm
but you're hugging Aiden.
You're hugging Aiden, yeah.
That's taking up your perception right now. Because otherwise he
by
would
the way,
slink
Aiden,
away.
that's a 19 on my strength check. Just so you know.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying. I'm not trying to like fight it. I'm just like awkwardly like sorting one hand, half a wine bottle in the other because I wasn't expecting this. I would have put these away if I was expecting these, but I was like, okay.
Yeah, put away Shiv when it's hugging time, dude. You know, Shiv and does not go.
Why do you think I went under the arms rather than over the top of them?
Okay.
By the way, Aiden, you smell terrible. Where have you been?
Good question. Well, for the past few days, I have been holed up with those guys, and I kind of just vaguely motion at Shackleman.
How did you end up with pirates? I thought we weren't gonna become pirates.
Yeah, I thought we
the
were
latest
going
ploy
to be
was
pirates.
to open a bakery.
Well, I didn't choose them. They chose me in a way. I don't know.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense.
You got to avoid the dragon.
No, it doesn't.
Like the last thing I know is I'm beheading a lich, and the next thing I know is I'm wake up in the middle of the fucking ocean.
I'm sorry, what?
Anyways, I'll tell you about that later.
Okay.
I'm
didn't
immediately
invite
following him around, and I am looking for wounds. I am looking for serious wounds, because he's just saying for the lich.
Seriously,
So I will.
Morgan, you should have invited us if you were gonna fight a lich.
Not a scratch. Farewell. Not a
I
I was
single.
going to say that's a 24 on my medicine check.
You categorically know not a single scratch on Aiden Canal.
Oh yeah, by the way, what happened to the lich head? What happened to it?
It's in a bag at your belt.
Oh.
Alright, so yeah, I'm like, yeah, I beheaded a lich. Like, the first thing I know is I'm beheading a lich, and I motion to the bag of my belt. Next thing I know,
Cora's right next to it. It's like, ow! Ew. Okay.
Cool.
I'm sorry. You mean that's its head?
Yeah.
You got its
Cora, do me
phylactery,
an
right?
unluck roll.
Unluck roll.
Unluck roll.
Yeah, Cora, do me an unluck roll. Just roll me an.
I'm sorry, I didn't
Yeah.
hear the name. I was thinking someone else was doing it. Sorry, I wasn't
Right.
ignoring you. I didn't hear.
No,
it.
it's you.
2.
A 2? Yeah, you thought you were hugging part of Iden. It turns out that your head was right up against this thing.
Yeah. Ah.
Okay.
That's gooey. That's.
Yep.
Anyways, long story. Lots of undead. Lots
Well-
of nonsense.
If you
Let's
can
check
behead
out
a lich,
after
you can
the
help us
rest
with
of
this
the
demon
one
guy.
thing.
So yeah, we need your help.
I think. Alright.
Yeah.
Did you get the
I'm a
phylactery?
little mad you missed our shopping trip. Like, even Farewell left us to go shopping on his own. It was really rude.
Why are we talking about
You should
shopping?
have-
There's a lich. I mean, this is a...
Yeah, but he missed the shopping.
I think he'll live.
Anyway, we're about
So-
to get left behind. Let's go. Keep up.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
We're about 10 feet
You
behind
watch-
crazy possession now.
Yeah. You watch as a high elf who is just twiddling his fingers. He looks quite well to do. Says, "Come on, pitch in!" And you can see that there's a set of sewing needles, tiny little crochet and sewing needles, and he's kind of telekinetically weaving them in the air, and he flicks them towards a demon, and thread comes out of the needles, and he starts sewing this demon's face up, and you can see a little maniacal look on this high elf's face. It's slightly disturbing as he's gesturing and his fingers are going backwards and forwards like some great pianist, and there's just these little flashes of light as the light glints off the sewing needles as this demon's face is being sewn up and other things are attacking it. For the first time, you're kind of feeling sorry for the demon.
Wonder how he's doing that one.
That's
Probably
creepy.
I think
move
my
on.
aunt
That's
would
okay.
like that technique. I'll have to write her.
The drow woman that I
Well, put
mentioned
it in
before, who is wearing very much a kind of Pirate Belle costume. Well, I said that's her regular clothes, but if I was to say Pirate Belle, that kind of just the right image. Suddenly grabs hold of the wrists on her kind of coat, this billowy arms, tears them off, and underneath you see that she's got these old rusted shackles on both of her wrists, with a small length of chain lying coming from each of them. She grabs hold of both parts of the chain, puts them together, and sparks like a welding arc appear between them. And she holds it up and shouts, "Bond's broken!" And everyone goes, "Bond's broken!" from the shacklemen. She pulls them apart, and where the chain ends, these ghostly fiery chains appear, and they're a pair of ghostly fiery chain whips. And she starts lashing into one of the shovelers that's directly ahead of them.
I high five her.
She's a whirling dervish at the moment, so actually, yeah.
When she stops,
When she
stops, I
stops,
high
okay.
five her. The
Sounds good to
implication
me.
being that I know her and like we get along.
Yeah. You and her would get on pretty well. You're kind of birds of a. That's the one, by the way, that did the whole kind of
Farewell. I didn't
what
speak
you call it,
English.
thigh choke with the gun in the face. She's a little bit extra, but you get on well with her, Aiden.
Okay.
And you realise that you are going past the hawk and harness.
Oh! I will pull up. up the door and scream, "Noki, we're back! See you later!"
There's a sudden whiff of ozone and a paff as right next to you is a heavily scarred up and blood encrusted Noki, and he goes, "You're late for dinner." It's about time you guys arrived. We were holding them off as best we can.
I give Noki one of my regular healing potions, so he's just like an invisible one.
Yes.
A red one just appears out of thin air to him.
He hands it back to Glory because he can't see you, and he goes, "It's okay, I just had one. Oh, we have supplies in this still. This is all just what you call cosmetic, yes?" Oh.
I use my racial ability to create water, and I basically dump 10 liters of water in rain on top of it.
Jesus Christ, Nick.
He goes, it's funny you should mention that. Thank you, farewell." And you can hear the
Oh,
Simon,
bye,
isn't
DM!
it?
Quick,
Bye.
Corinne! Run and go get
We
him!
rule the show!
Run,
Time to
Corinne!
give everyone
Go, Corinne!
every
Oh
magical
no!
item.
What did I miss? Oh no! Come back!
Simon died.
I mean,
Come back!
if we wanted true anarchy, let's go. Like, what's going on in Ostago? We need to get rid of the DM, right?
Well, I was gonna
Exactly,
say,
yeah.
because he's not there, nothing stops us now going on like a proper pirate loot. I say we steal anything that's not bolted down, step
do
up
it.
our boat, and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's
They've
what we're
got
gonna
this-
do.
they've got
He's
this
back, but he's
sorted.
not back. He
back.
literally vanished.
He's walked into Korean
like-
room and gone, "I've crashed."
He's like, "Oh no, I'll just go and get a beer." Let's just go. Hey. Hello.
Like, oh no, Simon has
Hey.
been abducted. Hello.
Hello.
So we've
so
won.
what was
Just so
the-
you know, Simon. Just to catch you up, we've already
Oh,
killed
yeah,
it.
Captain.
So, okay, so level
Kill the
15, and we're good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what was the last bit you heard?
That we killed the architect.
Yeah, and all the demons are dead. We've been granted 250 platinum each. We've decided to become pirate lords, and we're currently looking for booty and bitches.
Yeah, you're not going to get anything sensible out of us. There was a lady with
Not
chain whips.
necessarily from that.
Lady
Yeah,
Chain
and
Whips.
not
Chain
necessarily
whips, high five
from
it.
And
that.
then farewell,
Okay.
reign over Noki.
Okay, so
Oh yeah,
well,
yeah.
I'm gonna
Rain
go-
over
I'm
Noki and
gonna
rain
go-
over Noki.
Cool. I'm gonna go from there. You dump water over Noki, and he kind of shakes it up, and yeah, he's looking still pretty hot. You don't know how this guy, this beautiful, bronze-skinned, gold-orbed-eyed, cornrowed, long-haired Kalashtar can be so beat up and still look pretty damn hot. And he says to you, so I see you've brought an army with you of pirates and everyone I've never met in the city.
The
and then-
pirates are on me.
Good to know. And there starts to be this droning, and you can see that just over the rooftops, there seems to be around about 10 to 15 of these these mosquito-like demons that you've seen before, and you're
no.
thinking this drone could mess up the attack en masse. At which point, Noki
Sacred
goes,
flame.
"Sure." you start attacking one of them. At which point, Noki goes, "It's okay. We got this. Magi Domestica on me!" And you can see coming out of all the buildings are the Magi Domestica. These guys normally run the water in the city. They are the lamplighters. They create. They
Nice.
help build homes and things like that. Their magic is not necessarily aggressive magic. They know a little bit of flame and things like that. They can hold themselves in a fight against some things, but against these demons, you think you've bitten off more than you can chew. At which point, Noki goes, "Okay, split, half and half. Group 1, I will create water on my mark. Group 2, I want Abernathy's greater boiling. Ready? On them! Create water in 3, 2, 1, now!" And the sky just fills up with this giant wobbling shape of water that the demons fly straight into. Sploop, bloop, 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 sploosh. And he goes, "Boil it!" And the second group just flick their fingers, and the entire blob of water turns it into steam in an explosive array, like a firework made out of water, as they boil all the demons that are coming
Anybody
forward.
up for Steam Mosquito?
And they're just falling out of the sky. And also, there's a kind of light, misty rain coming down over you all 15 of these demons are just hitting the dirt. He goes, "Go and get some better challenges. We got this one. I think I broke a rib. Oh, no, it's a stitch. It's a stitch. And he goes and walks up to the Magi Domestica. He goes, "Good, I got a second idea. We need to get some coal, and if we can, some latex." The rubber stuff from the trees. Yeah, I got some ideas. I think it's called, I think it's called Molotov, but we're going to do something interesting.
Oh.
Come with me. And you could just watch as he goes off with this bunch of domestic mages, finding new and interesting ways of using water and coal and all the things they work with on a regular basis.
I like
Some
no.
really weird people.
What are you talking about? Everyone here is pretty normal.
You mean a giant gold-eyed bloke that just steam-boiled demons is normal?
Yeah, you met my family now.
Yeah, come on.
You are
We've
not
seen a lot of
good-
things.
She is not a good judge of normal.
No, I
In fact, I don't
know.
think any of
No.
us are a good judge of normal.
No, I just
But
mean
she
we've seen.
especially-
I'm gonna jump back on my bear.
What a mic drop! I'm getting on my bear.
I'm pretty sure they're not going to let you keep that as the bear strolls off.
Let's have a little
Fine,
bit of
bear will.
combat.
It'll only stay a day. Until she pulls out a new one.
As you guys walk along with the procession, you feel a little surplus to requirements, up until the point where a group of 6 Inquisitors charge down a side street, unseen by the procession. You have a feeling that if these 6 Inquisitors were to jump in on as a surprise, it would be somewhat of a problem. Would you like a bit of combat?
Sure, go
why not?
on.
Let's do it.
Okay. Roll some initiative for me.
Maybe I'll mix up.
First
Put
roll
some combat
in
music on.
4 months or so.
I keep
Ooh.
rolling 15s with this
Okay.
dice today. It's loaded clearly today.
Yeah, clearly.
Clearly.
So roll the 15.
Right, hang on.
So actually,
let
hold
me
on.
ask you
What does that
individually.
mean?
So, Nick,
20.
20. Felicia,
16.
Kate,
17.
and Corinne,
20.
20. Okay, I need to add.
You missed.
separately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to add you in now. So, Aiden, because I didn't know you were playing, if you were going to be playing or not. So, I've
That's fine.
got you in here. So, what's your initiative modifier?
23.
No, the mod.
No, my mod is +4.
+4. Cool. Okay, let's get you in there. Right. And what did you roll?
23.
23. Nice. Okay. Let's get you up there. Iden, initiative 23. Which means we start with you.
Okay. First
So-
thing I do.
So you can see, you remember the creature that was in the steam room with the pipes and everything? They look like those. They are slightly mutated, slightly different, and you can see that they've got blood running down their needle-like teeth, and kind of coagulating on their claws. You remember that they learn about people by tasting the blood, and have been clearly sampling people throughout the city. And what would you like to do? There are
Okay,
6 of them
first-
running at you.
Question before I do anything. The new thing I can do with my witch lock, does that cost a action or bonus action, or is it free?
It's a bonus action.
Gotcha. Well, then the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to burn a bonus action to basically get rid of 10 hit points on me, and then I'm going to cast Hex on one of those things.
Absolutely. You point the gun, you feel the blood leave your body and enter the gun, and you fire, and some sort of marking appears on their body. The marking can be of your choice, and yeah, this one is marked to death by your Blood Hunter powers.
Alright, and then next thing I do is 2 attacks with the Crimson Right, my saber on that thing. So
Sure.
first
You
I'm
run
gonna roll
forward
the
and
first 2
engage
attacks.
it, yeah.
Okay. That's a natural 20. I can't believe that. Holy shit.
Okay. Nice start.
And second attack is a 22, I think. Can't do math. Give me a moment.
Even if it's 21, it hits.
Give me, yeah, it's 22. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so
yeah,
first
both hit,
thing-
so
yeah.
do me a crit and a hit.
All right, first hit. Question: does the Crimson Right and the Hex die also get doubled for the crit?
Yes. Yes. All
Okay.
dice involved in damage.
Oh, this
yeah.
is gonna hurt. Oh, this is gonna hurt. It's going to be.
When you guys leveled up, I leveled up some of his items as well.
Nice.
Okay. That's going. Plus. That's going to be 30 damage total on the first hit.
Whew. Nice. Okay. Yeah, you start slashing into him, and almost lightsaber style, your saber starts to just cut through flesh as if it isn't even there. But you can see something really disturbing about these Inquisitors. As your blade goes through the body, the Inquisitor is watching the blade, cutting it, almost studying the blade as it's happening.
Okay.
Well,
and-
you were busy cutting me. I was studying the blade.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Boo! Boo!
Okay, and 13 damage total on the other. By the way, part of that damage is radiant, so I don't know if it affects them in any way.
Yep, there's very few vulnerabilities in 5th edition, but it is noted for something. So, yeah, you carve into this thing, and yeah, its chest is burger meat right now. It's still standing. It's very interested into what's happening to it, and you notice that a few of the other Inquisitors are looking at it as well, as if to say, how very interesting. We haven't seen one of us mutilated like that today. And yeah, it's just the coldness by which these creatures are watching what you're doing.
Right, just, if you want to, you can continue to the next turn. That would be it. I just need to quickly look up something about my abilities because I forgot
Yeah,
how to
sure.
play.
Yep, that's fine. It's been a while, dude. Corinne, go for it. What are you doing?
Because I have been invisible, do I count as hidden from these guys?
Yes, you do.
Cool. Well,
These ones
let's
have not
break-
adapted true sight, so yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's break that invisibility for now, because it's not going to help me much more, because we are in basically combat. So I am gonna essentially sneak attack with the dude that Aiden was attacking. Take out numbers.
Sure.
Okay, so that is a 20.
I didn't hear the second thing, but the first was a 20, so that definitely hits.
22.
22, that hits even more. Yeah.
This is what happens when you have too many dice to roll.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I still remember that one sorcerer back in my home
that-
game a few years ago that will like, oh, I cast Fireball, and then she will just go around the table asking dice from everybody to contribute to their Fireball.
You can buy Fireball dice.
I
mean,
bought
you got-
a bag like this for Glorious Acid Ball.
Yeah, she'll go, I cast Fireball, and immediately get up
Fireball.
and ask D6 from everybody, because she needed to roll that many dice, because she was also like a sorcerer, so she was like twin linking it and doing all that shenanigans. So it's like she was rolling like 40 dice.
Has Corinne figured out what her horrendous damage is?
I was gonna say it's a disappointment because I rolled really shit.
All those dice for 3 damage.
Almost. So it doesn't even add up. Oh, okay. So that is 5 plus 5 is 10, and that is all my 5 sneak attack die. Plus 1 is 11. Plus 5 is 16. This is the worst damage I have ever done.
Oh. You're in danger of losing your rogue's card. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Horrendous. Oh. Mind you, I feel like I'm owed some crap damage rolls. The number of times you guys have killed things before they've had a chance to act. Okay, anything else from you, Corinne?
I'm gonna hide again, because fuck that.
Yes.
As the other rogue player in this table, I am disappointed in you, Corinne.
And I don't hide on a 1.
No.
Oh my!
So
The wise
what happened?
cat has not disappeared for once.
So you run behind a bunch of crates and you're like, I have absolutely nailed this. And your tail is just there like a little flag saying, this way to the tabaxi. Nick, you're up.
I look very bemused for a moment at the fact that all I can see is this unhappy swishing tail that's like in clear view, and I'm like, what? And then I go, oh yeah, fighting, and I will, as a bonus action, I will summon the knife to my hand, and I will strike it against my holy symbol, which for some reason doesn't mind me beating the shit out of it, and I will cast Hold the Dead on the one that Aiden was wailing on.
Sure. That black glass knife, as you ding it off onto the side, starts to reverberate with this strange, sinuous toll, which focuses on the creature itself. It needs to make a wisdom check, and that, with advantage because of who it is. Same thing twice. And that is a 14, which I believe is
fail.
A fail, yeah. Go for it.
I don't often get to roll d12s. I actually don't.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, I get to roll
fucking d12s.
This is the first time I'm putting a dice in dice scale.
I rolled a 12. So that's 18 plus 5, so that's 23 necrotic damage.
you know that these demons don't age, or at least you haven't seen any variation of age between them all. The one that's in front of Aiden suddenly goes from the quite formidable creature that it looks like, and it shrivels, its neck hunches, and it looks like the same creature at the age of 80. And you can hear this kind of voice in the back of your head going, "You were not fated to be." This female voice.
Is it
You
dead
got
yet?
noticed. You got noticed
no,
by
but-
Raven Queen Senpai.
No.
No, it's not dead, Corinne, but it's now an octogenarian. Next, and is that everything?
That's me. Yeah, that's all I can do this turn.
Absolutely. Kate, you and Bear. Oh, I forgot to put Bear in. I'll put Bear in. Was it a black bear or a brown bear?
It's a
bear.
brown bear.
Okay. Brown bear is now in as well.
But I used bear instead of myself, right? So if like
No,
I
as
can't...
a bonus action, you tell Bear to do something, and Bear does something.
Okay, yes, right. And so the Inquisitor that Farewell just told the dead on, I will take a leaf out of his book and I will do exactly the same.
Okay.
And so yes, same thing. It's injured, so 2.
Oh, you're not telling the dead as well? I got really excited then. I was like,
No, I am.
learning.
No, I am telling the dead. I am telling the dead, and I get.
Alright, it's a wisdom save.
I get advantage on that damn roll, and I rolled a 5 and a 1. So, yeah. Roll for damage.
Okay, so I'm rolling 3d12. Is this right? So because it's 2 for damage, and then because I'm, but it's 2, and it says the spell damage increases when you by 1 die
No,
when you
so-
reach level 5.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
is that
for
why it's
you-
2? That's why it's 2.
That's why it's
not,
two.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
it's 2. Yeah. We don't get 3 until the 11th level.
11th
so 2
level.
more levels, and then we 3d12 worth of necrotic damage.
Okay, well I
That's
didn't roll a 12 like you
busted.
just did, but I rolled a 9 and a 3, so I did get 12, I suppose.
Good.
I'm curious. So as you watch as Farewell does this thing, strikes the knife, and this, as I say, this strange sinuous sound comes from the knife.
Oh
What
yeah,
does your
what?
toll
Oh, I
look
do.
like?
That's good. I don't know. We've been playing for a year. I have no idea. I didn't think it was an actual
You're
sound.
based, so it can be as colourful as you like.
Um. I don't know. What do I have?
Well,
Do you have anything that
fire,
makes sound?
fairy.
I have the broken music box. I'm gonna hold out the broken music box and make it, and just sort of cast through it so that it kind of creates that music.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah.
I really like that. So you pull out a shard of the music box that the
Yeah.
general broke, because it's in many pieces. So you only pick out one piece,
Yeah, just
and
one
you
piece.
focus on it, and you focus on the fact that this is a destroyed Fey artifact. And as you do so, you can just hear this dun 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 dun, this slow dance. And as you focus on it, the rest of the music box appears as a ghostly image around the shard you hold in your hand. And you can see the 2 figures dancing inside. But the 2 figures dancing inside now are 2 skeletal figures. And as that happens, the music just seems to drift over to the demon. And the demon ages from 80 years old to about 300 years old and collapses as a corpse on the floor. And the
Look
cantrip
at Farewell and
finished.
be like,
Yeah.
A little air fist bump. It'd be a little like.
is
That nearly worked to it. I'm watching you, and you're sharing a border, so that actually happened.
yeah, we're we're well between Aiden's in the middle of us at the moment, so we're like.
Oh right.
So and then the bear can do something. So is there another thing to attack?
Yeah, there's another 5.
Right, I am just gonna cling onto the bear and be like, sick 'em! And I'm gonna ride forward and try and claw
the bear
at one.
charges forward. It's gonna do its multi-attack. Give me a D20 plus 5 roll.
Okay. Ooh.
We have the early Critical Role battle music because it's
Yes.
royalty free.
Yep, this playlist is basically all Matt Mercer's. It's
I
Matt.
did sit there and think, I know that. Where do I know that from?
That that's a 21. I rolled a
Hits,
16. So
Hits. Roll D8 plus 4.
D8 plus 4. Oh, that's an 8. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Nice.
Yeah. So this
Mom.
bear goes up. The Inquisitor looks at the bear with a look of what the hell is this? It's never seen a bear before, and in that moment of what the hell is this, the bear just goes and latches onto its shoulder, and the teeth just start to vice-like pierce the flesh around the shoulder, and you can hear a crunching as this shoulder's being devoured by the bear. Do me another attack, D20 plus 5.
15.
15, yeah, hits this one on the money. So do me 2d6 plus 4 as this giant paw goes on the other shoulder.
Ooh, a 6 and a 5 plus what? 4?
Plus 4, yeah, so that's another 15. So this bear's done a total of 27 damage, my god.
It's a
Good bear! Good bear!
Who's my bear? Who's my bear?
I want one! Permanent one!
This bear keeps going back into the bag, remember? You know, so...
I know, I'm like, don't leave me! You're my new favorite. I mean, not my new
You just
favorite.
have to pull him again, it's the same bear.
That means it can't die, though. That means it can't die.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes, that's the upside, is that you just have to wait until you pull him again, and it's the same bear. So,
the
yeah,
best
so...
boy.
he just
Yeah,
did well.
that's my. I mean, that's action and movement and bonuses. I don't think I can probably do much more.
You're all good, yeah. Yeah, you're all good. Felicia, you're up. And yes, the answer to your question is they are.
Roll them dice.
They are close enough for an asshole, aren't they? Is any one of my compatriots close enough to get hit too?
I'm still in the
closest
fray,
person,
but just go for it.
the closest person is Cora. As long as you put the border where Cora and this demon is, you're good.
Nice. Firstly, I'm gonna do something else actually. I'm gonna use my bonus action to have my lovely familiar fly into my
Oh,
body,
boy.
creating that terror ward that we did in the Institute, because I
Ooh.
love that image.
I don't know if we gave the graphic to Kate, but yes, your shadowy serpent suddenly leaps up into the air and flies through the air because it can fly, and it backs up about 10 foot. Its eyes start to glow bright purple, and it shoots forward like a strange shadowy meteor, hits you in the middle of the chest, and kind of, with a disturbing wiggle at the end, like it's trying to wiggle into your body even though it's intangible, goes inside your body, and there's a moment, like a pregnant pause, where nothing happens, and then this huge black aura just emanates from you, cascading off your shoulders like a cloak, and reaching out with strange kind of ends to it, almost like tendrils. And anybody who isn't your friend right now is, you have a form of fear blanket around you.
Yes.
Yeah, you've now merged with your familiar.
Nice. And then I'm gonna acid ball.
Okay, so let's see. It's advantage for each of them, and they're at +3. Okay, so I have a 19, I have a 22. I have another 19. And I have another 19. So 3 19s and a 22.
Should I feel bad that he's failed? He like for the two that aren't doing huge amounts of dice, he rolls crap on. But our glass cannon, he actually rolls good save.
Oh, there's a fifth one. Actually, hang on. Oh, that's a 22 as well. Weird. So yeah, I've got 2 22s and 3 19s. That's very strange.
Are you punching dice rolls, Simon?
Yeah, are you upset
no,
that your
I
monsters
never
keep
do-
dying to Felicia?
I never fudge rolls. If I don't want to make the roll, I don't make it. So
Don't worry, Felicia. We'll get Corinne to go and watch him in a moment, just to make sure he's deliberately not screwing around with your roll.
Hey, they all have advantage, so that's why they. I mean, I rolled some 1s and some 5s. It's just that it had a 16 next to it, and that was a 19.
Okay, so 30 damage, and since they saved, it's half.
Okay.
So 15 damage each. Which,
Okay.
considering there are 6 targets, is still a decent amount of
5,
damage.
I killed
I
one of them.
suppose.
Oh my god.
Right. So yeah, there are 5 targets,
Suppose.
and the acid ball hits. But you watch with a certain amount of aggravation, as you don't think they've taken 15.
Oh wait, I forgot to add my charisma. So it is 30 plus 5, so divided by so 18 they should take, yeah.
18.
So 9.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So 9.
Yeah. So not only did they all pass, they're all resistant to acid.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
See, this is why I don't like them.
Well, the fact that several of them got melted and the architect went, right, what's this acid stuff then? And decided to... That's exactly what happened. He said, this acid stuff keeps melting my minions, what the hell's going on? And he put acid resistance into his Inquisitors. He didn't put it into the shovelers, you notice, because they took full damage. Yeah. Okay. Anything else, Felicia? No, because you did your bonus action and you did your acid ball. So that's Felicia. It's on to them. So the first one is going to run up to Aiden and is going to attempt to make 2 claw attacks. It's just going to go slash with its claws.
All right.
So that is a 21.
Geez, yeah, that hits.
Okay, takes.
I was gonna remind you, Aiden, you have your parry thing that you can add your proficiency modifier onto your when it does.
Yeah,
melee
but I'm not
attack.
holding it right now. I'm holding my gun.
Oh yes, but
Are you? You slashed with your Right of the Dawn weapon last.
Yeah,
round.
I did slash with my Right of the Dawn weapon, which is my saber, and I used my gun to cast Hex, remember?
Yeah, and you
Yeah,
you used your gun to cast Hex first, but then you slashed with your sword. You've got your sword in your hand.
The parry blade is an offhand weapon.
yeah.
Oh,
You-
yes, it's an
according
offhand
to the
weapon.
card.
That's
Yeah.
right, yep, so you can't parry with your gun. Okay, thank you for your
Yeah.
honesty. So 17 points of slashing damage as the first claw breaks across your
Okay.
body.
Actually, what I'm going to do then, if that's what's going on, is and let me see if I can do this because I haven't played in a while. But
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
going to use Blood Curse of the Eyeless on it, so it gets disadvantage. Give me a moment. Yeah, I'm using my reaction to basically blind it, and it's got disadvantage
Okay.
now.
Okay, I will do another roll. So the second roll is 20.
All right, how much damage did you say it did?
It was 17 points of slashing damage, and that was the first claw attack. And then the
Okay,
second,
give me one moment. Oh yeah, I forgot I can amplify it, so it's indefinite. So yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot how to play D&D.
That's okay, good. It's been a while. You've been working hard and following your dream, mate. That's fine.
Okay, so I amplified it, so I'm gonna take 5 extra points of damage, but it gets at a disadvantage on its next attack as well.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good to me. So yeah, you take your 17 points of damage and disadvantage. Yeah, that's a 13 on the next roll, so
No, that
it
doesn't
actually
hit.
misses its next attack. However, it did get you with one of its claws, so for its bonus action, you watch as it brings this crazed clawed hand up to its mouth, and this kind of venom-like tongue comes out. Although for anybody who's seen the really, really bad cheese movie called Split Second with Rutger Hauer, it's actually the creature from that I'm basing these guys off. And this long tongue, which I say I can only describe like Marvel's Venom, licks this horrible barbed clawed hand and licks your blood and goes, Eisen Canelm, Blood Hunter. Radiant damage on the sword. And saying this to no one in particular.
Okay.
Right, so that's that one. Second one is going to run up to Farewell, and it's going to try the same thing with a pair of claws. So that is 18 to hit.
Misses.
19 to hit.
That's my AC.
Oh, damn it. Okay, so I got one. That's 15 points of slashing damage. And there we go. It does its bonus action as well. So as you take your 15 points of slashing, it manages to get just part of your neck here. Not so much that it's going to endanger your life, but you're there. You can feel your neck getting slick with blood. It pulls the claw next to it, and then it goes, Farewell, Barebones! He has the key! He has the key! And the...
By the way, Simon, when we were walking with the three towners, did Glory and Farewell get any help with the condition that they had? Their reduced hit points?
No. No, they didn't. No. If they try to look for somebody in the crowd to help them, they might be able to get it. So now that it's identified you, because so many faces, so hard to recognize, the second it tastes you, it goes, I know who you are. And now, because that's happened, the rest of the Inquisitors are all going for Farewell Barebones. So the one that was, one of them was going to double up on Aiden, and instead it runs straight up to you. So claw attack, 17 doesn't hit, and a 13 doesn't hit. So the first one doesn't manage to get land a hit on you. The third one runs up to you, and a 19, which is your AC. Take another 15 points of slashing damage.
Do you still have your shield pin?
No, it's one and done. It's spent.
Yep.
Does it not recharge?
It's once a day.
Once a day.
Okay.
Yeah. So 15 points of slashing damage, Farewell, and the second attack is a 22. Oh no.
Shit.
Another 13 points of slashing damage. These Inquisitors are piling on Farewell, and these cruel claws, they're not even bothered trying to taste the blood anymore. They know who he is, and they're just jumping on him, and they're throwing these horrible barbed claw hands onto him and just tearing into his flesh. You can barely see Farewell now because the first three are jumping away. The final one is the one that Cora and the bear, sounds like a band, Cora and the bear. Cora and the bear are in combat with. He completely ignores Cora and the bear's existence and runs towards Farewell. I want an opportunity attack from Cora, and I'll do one for the bear. The bear reaches out with a lazy swipe of its claw, and with a 24 hits, one off a critical hit, and does 11 points of slashing damage to it. and carving something into this
Good bear.
creature's back. Cora, do me an attack of opportunity.
Oh boy.
Don't happen to have Warcaster, do you? So you can spell.
I don't think I do. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I don't have Warcaster.
Nope.
I rolled an 8, which. Hold on. So this is just melee. So is that strength?
Yeah.
No, is it strength or dex?
Depending on what you use, if it's like a dagger or
I have daggers. I have daggers, so I
sure.
would have grabbed a
It
dagger.
would probably be a dagger then. So,
So that would
yeah.
be it's
So
only a
based
10
on your
though.
dex.
It's only a 10.
Yeah. You lean over, grabbing some of this bear's fur. You lean over and kind of lean out to stick him one, and unfortunately, no, the bear gets a hit, but you don't.
Good bear.
And poof, and there's this.
Is this now
giant
a trinket?
scar down its back.
It's my new trinket, yeah.
It's generic bear sound, but yes, I have a feeling that we might be adapting this this bag of tricks. And it runs up, and let's do the last 2 attacks. 18 doesn't hit, so 1 shy, and 25, 1 off a natural 20. And this time it's a lower hit, only 9 points of slashing damage on poor Farewell. And now he's piled on 4 Inquisitors are piled onto Farewell, and you can see that they are not even trying to grapple him at this point. They're just trying to tear his flesh away, and his neck, his head, anywhere that's exposed right now is an absolute bloody mess.
I was gonna ask how many hit points you're on. 4
Yeah,
is
he's
the
on 4
answer.
hit points. Yeah. Sorry.
Ouch! Is it my turn now?
No, it's mine,
Yeah.
isn't it?
You're
No, it's top top of the row.
Oh,
and it's
wait, I
Simon
was just
again.
looking at Farewell. Wait, Aiden just went, didn't he? He was talking about...
No.
No, I
that
was being attacked.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit!
attacks, yeah.
Okay, well, is this a good time to take a time out?
Oh
Yes.
yes, it's
Sure.
quarter
At the
to
start,
10. Let's
just
take
at
a break.
at the start of the round, it's easier to remember, isn't it? Not
Yeah.
so, I don't want to
Yeah,
break.
okay.
I quite like not breaking the thing, but if we're going to take a
You're-
break, we have to take it now. Otherwise, it becomes like almost too late to
you
take
son
one.
of a bitch!
Absolutely.
You're gonna make
Oh.
me blow a big spell, aren't you?
I was really hoping it was
You're
going to be
make
me
blow a
next.
big-
I was like, I had a thing. Ah, damn it. Well, maybe
So,
it'll be fine.
Let's break on a dramatic point.
Oh,
And,
man.
Poor Farewell.
Apparently we have a bad habit of
piled on
doing
by
that.
demons.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right.
That's how it works.
We'll.
See you in 10 minutes, guys.
Yeah. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody, and thank you for Ghost Cobra for chatting with us briefly. I don't tend to chat when I'm DMing because trying to watch the two together is mind-bending.
No, it's disorientating, I imagine.
Yeah, it can be. It's nice now that Kate's doing the production side of things, actually, because then I'm trying as much as possible to look at the camera rather than looking at several screens and things, although I often look at the players when I'm talking to them, so that's why the eyes tend to go all over the place. So, when we left off, he says, grabbing his phone and going back into Campaign Lab. Hashtag use Campaign Lab. Get better hashtag. So, we just went through the first round, and unfortunately, one of the Inquisitor demons tasted the blood of Farewell Barebones, and where you had the relatively safe anonymity of being in amongst the Freetown crowd, this strange carnival of violence and rebellion and taking back of the city, you decided to do a lot of life saving by when you noticed that 6 Inquisitors were coming out of a side street and would have taken a bunch of the Freetowners by surprise. They would have killed many before the Freetowners would have managed to overwhelm them. And you decided to put yourself in harm's way. And now you're kind of paying for it a little bit because one of them you killed outright, thanks to Aiden and Cora. Well, actually, it was pretty much all of you.
It was a group effort, yeah.
Weighing in.
Yes.
It was very much a group effort. Weighing in there, the final blow being put in by Farewell, who aged the demon to 80, even though they don't
Cora.
technically age.
Cora.
And Cora aging it to a corpse. No, I was right first time. Is that Nick aged them to 80 and Cora aged them to a corpse. So, yeah. And so there are only 5 left. Unfortunately, the second one that attacked ended up attacking Farewell and tasting his blood. You know that the Inquisitors know things about their prey, learn and adapt to people once they've tasted their blood. This one tasted it, realized it was Farewell Barebones. Farewell Barebones is somebody that throughout this campaign, the Inquisitors have said, kill Farewell Barebones, he has the key. And at that point, all of the other demons, well, didn't even disengage, they recklessly ran away from those that they were fighting, and now they have piled on to Farewell Barebones. So I believe when we left it, 4 of them were on Farewell, and one of them was fighting Aiden. So, speaking of which, Aiden, it's your turn.
Hello. So, in that whole round, I went from 67 health, which was my maximum after I did the Crimson Rite, down to 35. So,
Yes.
does that give me a
Welcome
finesse
to
point?
fighting Inquisitors. They're
Yeah.
annoying.
They're meant to be.
Fair.
You guys are too seasoned as players. You're veteran players. If I threw you some regular Monster Manual shit, you'd be all over that, and it wouldn't even be challenging. So
I think
I
Simon.
understand.
Our downfall is that Simon's gonna overestimate us and just put the most crazy thing and just kill us. That is my.
Yeah, that's going to happen,
Oh,
absolutely.
come on. You guys took out the Geminax, my finest creation, and you ripped them up like they were nothing.
And
I
I
got-
almost
Anyway.
died.
Yes, one of you almost died. I didn't get anywhere near TPK.
The point being, again, remind me, Simon, because I haven't played this game in ages.
Of course.
Do I get a finesse point from all the shenanigans that I did last round?
Ooh.
Ooh.
In fact, I think you're right, because someone died near you and died near some of the others as well. Let's check. Ordinarily, I'd put this up on the for the viewers to see. Kate, if you've got the graphic for the items will have the individual things that create finesse points.
Oh damn! I've got
so let's
some
take
set
a-
up, but not for Rodrigo because they're the old ones. So I have.
So I think I
mine
get a
that
finesse
accept-
point.
Here we go. Right, the Witchlock pistol. The user regains a finesse point when receiving 13 or more damage from a single attack or effect.
Yeah, and here's the thing. And I was counting. I did 15. I lost 15 because I burned 10 to use the witch luck to cast a hex, and then I lost 5 after amplifying my blood curse.
Sorry, no.
But I also took 17. But I also took 17 damage from the Inquisitor.
Yep, that's the one I was referring to. I thought I did 15,
Yeah.
but I did 17. Yeah, you have a finesse point, dude. You've been dealing so much damage. Your blood has flowed enough that it's charged up a finesse point.
Alright, so I'm gonna spend that finesse point on Lumen Discharge, which is a 20-foot cone, and I'm gonna fire it into the group of Inquisitors that is ganging up on Farewell.
It may take Farewell as well. Let's see.
I
Shoot
trusting
in the back
him.
of the head. Just like, I'm 4 hit points, guys. I'm alright.
I'm sorry, Farewell, but you have.
Bitch. Bang.
Okay.
I love you, Farewell, but you have 5 of them ganged up on you, and it's not like I can
4.
individually choose them. 4. Okay, 4.
One is on you. The other 4 is on Farewell. So I'm gonna say that if you want, being that it's a cone effect with a dex save, so you don't have to worry that you're engaged with somebody, you can hit the one that you're engaged with, because obviously you can move around a creature to as long as you stay in its threat range. So you could wheel around, you could get the one you're engaged with, and up to 2 that's on Farewell, or you can get all of them on Farewell, but you will hit Farewell as well.
Farewell's
How
on
many
4
hit
hit points, by the way.
Right, okay, I'm going to wheel around. I forgot that he was on 4 hit points, and I don't want to disintegrate him. So, I'm going to wheel around. I don't care if that gets an attack and opportunity on me. I'm just going to reposition. And then I'm going to load a special round into the Witchlock pistol and fire it into the Inquisitors.
Okay, I have 2 passed dex saves and 1 failed.
It's 16. It's 16, by the way. Okay.
Yeah, I've got it. But it's 2 passes and a fail.
Okay, again, let me gather dice then, because it's 4d6.
4d6 plus your dex modifier.
Right. I'm gonna use one of this.
So yeah, you watch as this strangely glowing crystal rod gets shoved in the end of the Witchlock pistol. Aiden points it at the belly of the demon in front of him. I'm going to say the one that failed is the one in front of him, and pulls the trigger, and this ghostly fire shoots out like a shotgun and hits all 3 of them, but 2 of them do manage to flinch out the way, taking only half damage.
That's going to be 21 radiant fire damage from me.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, let's put that in. So
And
21.
Is that a bonus action or an action? Imagine it's an action because it's a big
That's
fuck
an
off
action.
attack.
It's an attack. Yeah.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
You still have your bonus action. One of them that was mauled up by a bear got a load of this fire in its wounds. So the one that Cora was previously attacking is looking pretty damn rough. The other 2, yeah, they got damaged, but yeah.
Can I quickly recon something, because I haven't played this in a while? Do I still get the thing from using my bonus action to transfer the hex from
hex,
one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Choose which one. It can be the one that you're engaged with, the one that Cora hit, or the other one.
Which one's closest to Farewell?
The one that's not engaged with you is the furthest one. The one that Cora hit and the other one are equally on top of Farewell.
Okay, so the one Cora hit, it's gonna get hexed, so I'm gonna roll an extra d6 for that one.
Yeah.
Fuck off, that's 1.
Sure.
So he gets 1 extra point of necrotic
Sure.
on top of the 21 radiant fire.
Oh dear. It'll be worth it in the end, dude, and it's helped out so far. The shotgun shell boom, goes through, and they can't be resistant to this damage as well. You cannot be resistant to the dual damage unless you're resistant to both. So, the 3 Inquisitors just get this huge blast from your witchlock pistol. And that is your round.
Sorry for all the rules lawyering there. I'm still confused.
Hey, no problem. Make sure you get all your features. You're supposed to be having fun. If there's a feature you missed, come on in and add that on top. Corinne, you can see Farewell is being dogpiled by demons. What do you do?
And they're now bathed in flames.
I'm not hidden, am I? Because I rolled a 1, so I will just roll a single
are not
d20.
But they are all engaged with Farewell.
So you're still getting sneak attack.
But yes, you don't get advantage.
I mean, I could have Athena fly in and give the help action, because that's a thing familiars can do. Can I do that,
Simon? Yes, because the help action is actually distracting someone. So if you want Athena to fly in the face of a demon, and as the DM, I have to use one of the demon's attacks to bat Athena out of existence to stop that happening. So that is a
if he wants to care about it, yeah.
Oh yeah, if I care that much about it, yeah. It's a viable D&D tactic to use your familiar for the help action. Extra chance at crit as well. So.
Sadly, I only rolled a natural 17, but that plus 10 is 27.
Still hits. Yeah, still hits. Do it. Remember, you still
slightly, slightly better
you
this
still have
time.
trip and disarm as your proficiency abilities on this.
I was gonna say, I don't think I can disarm them because they are not carrying weapons per se.
Yes, they throw or lose their weapon. Yeah, so that's not as good.
Okay. So there is 10 plus 10 plus 4 är 14 plus 4 plus 3 är 17 plus 4 är 21 plus 5 plus 6.
She's got many words.
Which is 6 in Swedish.
Plus 6.
That's a very complicated way of saying meatball and IKEA over and over again.
Yes.
I bet you any money if you look behind her, all of the furniture has just started assembling itself.
Yeah.
27.
Wait, you're stoned?
Which are you attacking a specific one, or am I rolling a d4 on this?
The bear one, the one that got attacked by the bear.
Okay. So, your lash knife goes straight out to this one that's been blasted by the lumen discharge, mauled by a bear. Sorry, I just like saying that. Mauled by a bear. And you can see that it's on its last legs. You throw your lash knife out, and the dagger-like shard of metal on the end sails through the air, lands in its neck, and gets stuck. And you wrap your hand around the chain and pull. And as you pull it, you see the satisfying view of a head tumbling off the shoulders. You have just killed something using more than, what is it?
15 points of
15
damage.
points of damage, which means you just got your finesse point, I think, for the first time triggering that.
Yes!
You just owned that thing by 2 points. That one is dead.
Yes.
You gained your finesse point.
Now, the question is, what can I do to really help Farewell? Farewell can mostly heal himself. I can't really heal him.
Smash a healing potion over its head. I'm sure that will still count.
I'm sure that helps.
If you poured it on me, technically Farewell would absorb it, as he can absorb water through his liquids through his skin.
Okay, but I can't.
No, literally he can. He's a water primordial.
No, yeah, but I wasn't thinking about like pouring it, because like there's a bunch of inquisitors surrounding him. In the heat of the moment, you're not gonna go do this. You're just gonna bash him in the head with the potion, hope it breaks, and have the potion soak into its skin.
I would probably like knock him unconscious and then like.
I name this corpse Farewell Barebones! Smash!
Well, if you've never seen what actually happens if you try and break a bottle over somebody's head that's not stunt glass, the chances are she would fucking brain me with it.
Yeah, you've only got 4 hit points.
4 hit
and
points,
yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, and with the improvised weapon, it's probably going to kill you. So yeah, don't do that.
I'd be more worried about her sneak attack damage, to be fair, because she could easily do more than half my health.
Yeah. Also, administering a healing potion in any manner to somebody else is an action.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna do that. I am gonna hide, I guess.
Sure, do the hide action.
That is a dirty 20, I think, or a 19. That.
Yeah, good to know. The bunch of demons that don't care about you can't see you and aren't looking for you. But you are hashtag hidden for the advantage next turn. Okay, Nick, you're currently being dogpiled by 4 demons. What do you do? What do you do?
They're not undead by any
demons.
chance,
3
are they?
demons. 3 demons.
Oh, 3 demons. One of them is just kind of, the head fell off and then it kind of flopped to one side.
Yeah. I was going to say, they don't technically class as undead that I could use my channel divinity on, do they? No?
Nope. Nope.
Oh, that's a shame.
Very much demons. And all you can see is a mass of barbed, clawed fingers reaching to the only fleshy bits on your body, so your hands, a few bits on your legs, but mostly your face and neck. That's why they've done so much damage, is that they've just been tearing chunks out of your neck.
Heal yourself.
It's not going to make a whole lot of fucking difference if they can just rinse through my health the next round.
Well, one thing died within 5 feet of you.
Yeah.
What? There's 3
Yes,
left, right?
she killed someone. She killed someone.
I get a finesse point, which
Your
I can't
finesse points appears, yeah.
with.
Wow, finesse points are go-go
I
now.
actually can't do anything with it.
You can give it to other people.
As a bonus action, which I might need.
Isn't it a reaction? I thought it was a reaction to give it to someone else.
I mean, if you
Which
want to, I can
might
carpet bomb them
actually
again.
need. Because if it crits me, I need my reaction.
And
So-
I don't think you have many charges left on the knife, do you?
I have 1 charge left on the knife.
Oh, this
you
is
do?
dire.
You do have one?
Harsh.
Do you teleport?
No,
It takes
teleport takes...
2 charges.
Oh,
charge.
okay, I
Nick,
see.
Nick,
Oh,
Nick, Nick.
sorry, right.
Nick, I don't mean to metagame, but there's one thing you can do, which is rage quitting.
No, but what I am going to do.
So, some actual meta pigeon advice: you can disengage as an action.
God damn it!
Or I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And I... Oh, this is so stupid, but fuck it. So you watch... you watch Farewell as he sort of lets go of the knife. And usually he's got these, like, very shark-like eyes. And you watch as where they're sort of normally sort of a very dull white, go full blood red, completely covering his eyes, and the veins on his neck also begin to bulge and burst in this like dark sort of color, and he reaches out and he will touch the first one in front of him and cast Vampiric Touch at a
Yeah! Love it. Yeah, do a spell melee attack.
Oh boy.
Please roll high.
Oh boy.
Please roll high.
Please hit. Oh. Sorry, that's cocked. Sorry.
Yeah.
I may have just critted.
Oh.
So that's a
Go for it.
30 to hit.
Yeah, I'm going to say that hits. Roll crit damage.
That's 4d6
Doubled.
damage. Damage. Necrotic damage doubled.
Yeah. And because you get half of that... Yeah, you get half of it back, so, double it for the damage, but what you roll on the dice is what you heal.
Jeez.
That's 4, 8, 12, 18 points of necrotic damage. So I get 6 points. That's right? Yeah? Am I doing that? No, that's wrong.
No, did you double it? 18.
9. Yeah, 8. Sorry, no,
Did you double?
No, the dice is 18, so double that is 20.
36.
36.
36, and
So
I
you
heal
get
18.
Yeah.
You heal
Yeah.
18.
Yeah. Okay.
And then as a bonus action, I cast Healing Word, and I get another 7 points of healing.
Sure. Works. Absolutely works. You reach out and as you touch one of the demons, and I'm going to say it's a cacophony in front of you, they're just all over the place, writhing mass in front of you. You just reach out, grab one of them by the neck, and what you guys see on the outside of this dog pile is Farewell's hand just comes straight out, grabs one of these things by the neck, and it visibly ages again. It withers, it blackens, and it shrinks in size. It's like it's been desiccated within a second. And Farewell's kind of, you see the hand kind of shaking with extra strength as he does that, and you can hear in the back of your head, Nick, that life belongs to the living, and it will go to my champion.
Nick.
What?
Add insult to injury and fucking choke slam it.
When I kill it.
Alright.
I need to check something a sec, Farewell. And I think Vampiric Touch took up your bonus action, so you might not have had that healing word.
No, it's an action. There's casting time 1 action.
Oh yeah, until the spell ends, you can make the attack again on each of your turns.
It's concentration, which I'm quite happy to maintain.
Yeah, that's actually really efficient as the spell goes, because you don't have to do bonus action then action to use it. So, okay, that spell's gone up in my opinion. Okay, so that is Nick. You've just done that, and tanking. What were you worried about, Corinne? Really? Come on, Kate. It is you and the bear.
Okay. I don't. This doesn't do enough damage, annoyingly, but I think P-wise it works. As long as I don't kill Farewell. I leap off the bear and Body of Rage.
Oh god!
And I use
I forgot you had a finesse point.
And I use my finesse point for it.
Excuse you, I spent the whole last session trying to give her a finesse point.
And
That's true, you did.
And now I don't know. So basically, if I use the finesse point, it says an additional 3. Oh, an additional. Okay. Wait a minute. So hold on. So I fly to a point 60 feet, inflict 6d6 fire damage on a single target, and an additional. I read this wrong. It does do quite good damage. So 66 on the one that looks the strongest.
Yep. So you're going to use 5 charges from your burning band.
Yep.
To use Body of Rage.
Yes.
And Body of Rage normally you and I'm going to get you to do it at the moment because it's 5 charges and roleplay your rage. Cora's body turns momentarily into a being of pure fire. You leap 60 foot up to 60 foot in any direction and inflict 66 on the poor sod that you jump onto. Then, if you want, you can spend a finesse point to do an additional 3d6 to everybody within 5 foot.
Now, obviously, Farewell will be within 5 foot. Can I do I have enough control over this to not inflict damage on him?
No, it is a moment of pure rage, but you do remember that Farewell currently is wearing a ring of fire protection.
Fire immunity.
Oh, fire immunity, was it?
Yes, fire and acid immunity.
Yes.
The item card you gave me is fire immunity.
Fire immunity?
I
I'm
got
so,
this
yeah.
ring because I knew he was gonna be in the way of me and Cora.
Right.
Cora,
Why
go
should
for
we
it.
limit ourselves
Okay,
when we can just kill?
Okay,
I watched
so-
them descend upon him and just like I don't know, so out of nowhere, it's so rage out of nowhere, but just like
They come from the land of the Isons.
just like just leave it alone and just like land straight on the main one, like
Sure.
66. Please roll well.
Leaving behind a smell of slightly burnt, slightly scorched
I jump
bear
off my
hair.
bear. I like jump off him and then do
Okay.
it so that I don't.
Sure. So yeah, you guys watch as this halfling jumps off the bear, and as she hits the floor, she looks at the dog pile with her best friend underneath it, and you watch as the fire starts at her pupils and then explodes from her pupils across her skin. Her veins burning before the rest of her flesh completely transmutes into fire, and she is, how high are you? You're about 2.5 foot, aren't you?
I'm 3'1", I think.
3'1" of absolute pure
Little
burning
fireball.
rage. And,
Literally.
yeah, literally burning rage, and she leaps through the air to the nearest demon and
The
lands
healthiest
on it.
looking
So
one.
the healthiest
And-
looking one, sure. Yeah, got one here.
Yep. And I do 24 damage to that one.
Yeah,
And
and then the rest need to make dex checks, is it?
I don't know whether they have any checks.
No, this is
think it just
guaranteed because it's so
happens.
many charges. Yeah.
Um,
It's because it's such an expensive effect. Yeah.
Wait a minute, it does say something on a fail. Oh no, that's the dragon breath I'm looking at. No, I think this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
fine. Okay.
Yes,
so
it's
an
guaranteed.
additional
Yeah,
thing
it's guaranteed damage.
to all targets. So does it get an extra 3d6 as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
So
Come on.
yep, all
Oh,
targets
number
within
one.
5 foot of Cora's landing position.
6, 7, 8. I got a 2 and a 1 on one of them. So yeah, a 6, 7, 8, 9 points to all of them.
Sure, you guys watch as Cora lands on top of this demon, which is looking a little bit ridiculous as this little kind of halfling meteor leaps through the air onto what's supposed to be a scary creature, and just the skin starts to blister and burn. Not as much as you would want it to, Cora,
Yeah.
because these guys. Let me double check.
I'm trying to do a mountain. With screen on.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure.
And yeah, so you sear into flesh. They do seem to have some resistance to fire,
Yeah, they
but
probably-
you've managed to
probably don't
rack up
before.
quite a bit of damage in that initial shot for one of them. Yeah, you are now there. You're engaged with this dog pile now.
Yeah.
Because you've jumped into the fray.
That is
And
an
I
action,
would
I'm
like you to
assuming.
make me a 2 checks. First of all, I'd like you to make me a charisma check with proficiency.
Okay, charisma.
DC 20.
Oh yeah, well definitely, because I rolled a 17. I have a charisma of 5 and a proficiency of 4.
You got the DC 20.
Definitely got the 20.
Okay, so you guys watch as the move completes, little halfling meteor hits, and as this fire suddenly goes and her body goes back into being flesh, it gets to Cora's neck, and everybody par farewell, because he's got a bunch of demons in his face. You watch as it gets to her neck, and as it comes from her neck and starts to descend down her chest, and she becomes a physical form again, there's this glint of metal. And this beautiful brass plate armor appears as she starts to reform. Cora, until I say otherwise, your AC is 18.
Ooh.
Oh shit!
Okay, cool. That's gone up by 2. I don't know how to.
I have a
change it
feeling
temporarily, but-
Cora's girlfriend really liked the sight of her turning into a meteor.
Or her dad, yeah. Right, I gotta remember that I'm in 18.
Also,
Okay.
watch as Simon proceeds to roll natural 20s against Cora, making that 18 AC useless.
Yeah.
Well, if Cora.
Once you give it, you got to take it away, you know. So
if
yeah.
Cora was able, but unfortunately,
Sorry.
I think they're both actions. But Cora would really like to disguise self as Farewell right now. But I'm pretty sure
Ooh.
that what it just did
Next
was an
turn,
action.
maybe.
And,
Next turn, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, she's definitely planning on doing that if she can.
Cool.
Freaking whole
Yeah,
action.
so-
only.
For your benefit, Kate, you are currently wearing full. You've seen this armor before when you last dreamt and ended up in the palace. Specifically, you ended up in Enola's room. You looked out in the corridor and you saw a Eladrin wearing armor. You're wearing the same armor but in halfling size. You're wearing the raiment of the summer court. Your shift shroud has been empowered momentarily by your action. And you can hear, like, it's almost like you're imagining it in the back of your head, and the general goes, impressive, and you can hear Enola say, yep, she's mine, and that's all you hear.
I still have a bonus
Aw.
action, and
That you
I'm
do.
gonna be like, sick 'em to my bear.
And here comes the bear. Boom, 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 boom. For the sake of speed, I'm gonna roll these myself.
Sure, go for it.
So bear does bite. Bear gets 24 for bite. Bear does 11 piercing damage with bite.
Fuck.
Bear, good bear.
They're approaching really rapidly.
Bear slaps with claw only gets a 10, unfortunately. But hey, picks up a spare there. Yeah, and now you and Bear are both engaged with the one that had previously the most damage. Sorry, the least damage. You're whittling away at the one that's strongest. And that is it for Kate. Glory. Be all you can be.
I really don't like these guys, but well, of course used her finesse point now, so let's use some fire.
They were resistant to fire, remember?
Fire.
Just-
They're resistant to acid too. It's not like I'm much to use.
They're pretty much resistant to
You
everything
can
at this
change
point.
with your chromatic orb, remember?
Yeah, I remember.
But Felicia wants to kill something with fire so that Cora gets her finesse point back. She wants to charge the burning brand.
Yeah.
The burning band.
She's a crafty one, is this tiefling.
Mhm.
She is.
You're a crafty one. The
There is one of them that looks pretty cut up.
Well then,
Yeah.
let's have some fun with a scorching ray.
Ooh, I like. Go for it.
Well, the weakest one then. One at a time to see if it dies.
Mm-hmm.
And we start out with a 21.
Hits.
That is 7 damage.
Yep. Tiny blister. Doesn't really do much.
Well, that's an at 20.
Okay. Roll 4d6 or roll 2d6 and double.
Nah, I like rolling dices.
Yeah, otherwise you wouldn't be playing sorcerer.
I know, right? Ooh, that's actually pretty good. So that's 10. And and 16.
Okay, 16 damage. Okay. So, yep. Again, this one's slightly better, but still not doing as much as you would like. And go for your final one.
29?
Yeah, that hits. Everything. That hits everything.
Doesn't hit the Tarask. It doesn't hit the Tarask.
No, it misses the Tarask by 1. That's how bad it's bad. Bad sorcerer. Bad sorcerer. missing the most powerful creature in D&D by 1.
9.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, the searing rays going across its back like fiery whips down its back just doesn't manage to do the job. It's weaker. The back is heavily charred, but it's going 20 to the dozen at poor Farewell here.
Yeah.
He's still got 3 on him.
Yeah, I should probably start saving spell slots too, but guess no.
I just realised, I was like, I don't have to tell Felicia this because she's not going to think of it, but your Shadow Wormling might. Roll me a d20, just straight.
Okay. That's an at 20.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Okay. Well, I didn't tell you if high was good or bad.
No, you didn't.
But it was good. Your Shadow Wormling goes, Mistress, walk into their midst and watch them bow.
Okay. I shall do that.
Okay. Yeah. If you walk into the same space as Farewell, Farewell himself will be at disadvantage on attacks, but you'll be basically covering him with your dark aura.
Yeah. I can do that.
Okay. So this dog pile of demons...
That's just your movement as well.
Yeah, it's just a movement. Yeah, she just goes... You just watch as Glory just goes and flops on top of the demons, adding to the dog pile, and now it's 3 demons, 1 Genasi, and a tiefling. And a tiefling
and
has
a
got his dark
halfling
aura.
and a bear.
And a halfling and a bear.
And a halfling and a bear. It's not just a dog pile, it's a bear pile as well.
This is the weirdest orgy I've ever been to.
Oh, shut the fuck up, Nick.
Have you been to more than one? Because I
was
think
about
this
to
is
say,
the weirdest one
Top
I've
4
been
for
to.
me, probably.
Yeah.
I was going to
top
say...
10, you know.
I was going to say right now it's like one of those cartoons where it's just a cloud and it's just a bunch of arms and and legs and like weapons coming out of it.
That's old school, man. That is very old school.
I was thinking of Persona 3, but yeah.
I don't know if anyone's ever played Hearthstone, but there's a card in there called Tavern Brawl that just does that. Throws everybody into a big thing. And that's all, so we're just becoming now a writhing mass of, cloud.
Yeah. So, next up is the demons themselves, and these demons are trying to land hits on Farewell, but getting in their way is this tiefling in a dress, of course, because, that's classy, right? So I'm going to fudge some rolls. They get disadvantage just by virtue of the fact that you're on top of Farewell with this weird aura. But then if they do manage to hit, I'm going to roll to see which one of you they try to hit, that they land a hit on. Because this is just chaos now.
Yes.
So, these are all claw attacks because it's the most damaging attack they can do. And they have been basically told to kill Farewell Barebones. So this is an 18 to hit with disadvantage. Now, does it hit Farewell or does it hit Glory? I have.
14, so hopefully not Glory.
It hits Glory, So 18 hits, I'm assuming, on a
Yeah.
sorcerer. It's a really bad hit at 6 points of slashing damage.
Oh, rip. F, 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 F.
Mm.
The second one is 18 to hit, and it hits. Where'd that go? And it hits Glory again for 9 points of slashing damage.
Am I in this?
Oh,
Because
of
I'm in
course, when
this-
he hits fucking
this
Glory,
mix,
he
remember?
rolls like really low.
Yeah, but when it's farewell, it's like it's like a natural 20 with like 50 points of damage.
Oh, by the way, yeah, you take 17 points of slashing damage. Fuck you, Janai.
Be pleased of the disadvantage, because I had an 18 and a 20 there.
Mm.
But if those 18s end up hitting Farewell, nothing happens. Yeah.
Diamond, we know that random chance doesn't exist. You know that you have a grudge against farewell.
No, I don't have a grudge against him. He's not half as broken as the murder tiefling over there. In the Tuesday game, Tuesday game, it's Corinne, because her druid is nigh on unkillable. But then again, so are 2 other characters. Right. Oh.
I'm not even doing anything special with her. She's just mono druid, so.
Yeah. Well, druid is a movement, so yeah.
I hate that term.
So the second demon attacks, gets a 7, doesn't matter who they hit. The third one gets a 13, doesn't matter who they hit. Sorry, was that? Did I say third one? Sorry, the second attack of the second one doesn't hit. The first attack of the third one is a 10, doesn't hit, and the second attack of the third one is a 15. Does it hit Glory? It does hit Glory. And that's an extra 8 points of slashing damage as you flop on top of Farewell as a as a tiefling shield.
But Farrell, just in all of this melee, would be like, so this is awkward. It's
Yeah,
got, like
a face full of glory. Yeah, it's a little off-putting.
Excuse me?
quite literally a face full of glory.
She go in cleavage first. That's the thing.
I mean, he's just like
Glory. Everything is cleavage first.
Well,
Oh, good God. Okay.
The closest you've ever gotten with a man.
Yep.
with the Farrell getting motorboated.
Which is not a free action.
In this instance, I think you'll find it's part of movement.
Oh my god!
Okay. That happened.
I was not expecting it to go this way tonight.
Can we move on?
Yes.
Yeah, so Aiden, you've got the only demon that's not part of this absolute screw up is in front of you. So you are still engaged by a demon.
Sure.
So that demon is going to try 2 claws on you.
Yeah.
A 10 doesn't hit and a 13 doesn't hit. So it goes up to you and it hits your coat. And as it does try to slash down your back, your coat does twitch momentarily. And then it just skitters off it. So your coat takes the brunt of that.
Good.
And it's on to you, Aiden. What are you doing?
Okay. Alright. Okay. Is the demon that I hexed still alive?
Yes it is.
No, I killed it, remember? I think.
Hang on. Oh no!
Which one did you kill?
No, its head is gone. If you want to use your bonus action, transfer it.
Yeah, transfer the hex to the one I have in front of me.
Sure. Okay. That guy is Hex.
Alright, and I'm just going to slash him twice with my saber, so that's going to be 2 attacks. That is a... I think only one hits. That's going to be a 27 and a 12.
Yep, only one hit.
Alright. It's going to be... That's going to... Oh, come on. That wasn't great. Give me a moment. Think that's... give me a moment. I can't do math.
That's fine.
It's not even that much.
It's weird. You guys have fought Inquisitors a few times now, and I've only been able to apply one of their features like twice, I think, in the whole time I was there. And I was there thinking, oh, this will come up all the time. It's going to be infuriating. And you guys have always managed to, not knowing that you're doing it, get around it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's going to be 17 total damage.
Ooh, nice.
12 is slashing, 1 is radiant, 4 is necrotic.
Yeah, it's nowhere near dead yet because you've only just really started. Cause this is kind of round 3. But yeah, as a starting hit, wow, yeah, it won't be able to last much longer with a few more of those.
I don't think I can do much because I already used my bonus and my that's it. That's my turn.
Dude. Yeah. Okay, Eclipse, you are hidden, so you have advantage. Just to give you an idea, one of the Inquisitors, I'm trying not to say their species name, I'm using the name that you know, the organizational name. One of the Inquisitors that's on Farewell is looking pretty beat up. He's currently, I say he, it. They don't have a gender. The Inquisitor is currently trying to avoid getting stabbed in the eye by one of Glory's shoes, the heel, and the other two that's on Farewell is they're both looking pretty healthy, and the one that is next to Aiden is mildly damaged.
I'm always gonna go for the most hurt one because numbers is the most important fucking thing in this game.
Absolutely. Go for it.
Another 17 for 27.
Yep, that hits. This is the one that Glory burnt the back of, by the way.
Nice to know he's the most damaged one.
Yeah. Oh, he is now.
It's fairly okay. 10.
Oh, I need to point out to you, Corinne, you can, if you wish, do an attack on every enemy within 15 foot if you use your finesse.
I will do that.
Yeah, okay. Carry on. You can blow your finesse point, and after you've done this attack, do an attack on the remaining 3.
Okay, so the first one is 26 points of damage.
Yeah, so I mentioned it for a reason because you just killed the vulnerable one, but you've already spent your finesse point, so you get your finesse point back.
Nice. But my other attacks will be much less effective. Are they at advantage or normal?
They're at advantage because they all happen at the same time. This is you using a finesse point, so you do a kata, and the attack is actually a multi-attack that happens all at the same time. And so yeah, you just go, and you're not even watching as this blade just lashes out and follows through all of them. So you take the head off another demon, and then you just flick the chain around, and it slashes the remaining 3. So do 3 attacks.
Second, well, it's only 2. Well, yeah, actually, Aiden's as well. So 28.
Hits.
25.
Hits.
And 22.
All hits. Roll for damage.
Come on, Murder Kitty, finish him off.
Mm.
The mighty D4.
First one is an 8.
Yep.
Second one is a 7.
Sure.
And third one is a 9. My finesse point thing is not really that powerful.
I don't know. You just did nearly 30 points of damage that you wouldn't have otherwise had in a single attack. So yeah, You just, as you take the head off the one, you flick the chain around, and this blade just goes like a erratically flashing tail, and it starts soaring into the backs of the others.
I trip one of the guys that are in front of Farewell, the two of them that are still alive. Can I try to trip them?
We've got to the crux of what the lash knife is good for now. You can trip as many of these as you like. So if you wanted to blow 3 proficiency points, you can try to trip all 3 of them.
I'm just gonna blow 2.
Okay.
To trip the 2 in front of Farewell.
Sure. Here we go. And this is not a magical effect. This is a martial effect, so they don't get advantage. Which is just as well, because they got an 8 and a 7. Even with their dex of +3, both of them fall prone. So these two that are kind of on top of Farewell, their version of prone is that they roll off Farewell next to them. So all melee attacks on them are at advantage now, which, considering Cora's coming up and the bear will have advantage on mauling one of these. Yeah. 2 of them are prone. Let me just put that in. 1 there. And 1 there. And they're not getting up till their turn. So, next up is Nick. And your melee attacks, your spell melee attacks, are with advantage as well. So there's a chance of a crit there, my friend. You can see 2 demons have just been slashed on their back. And as they do so, you saw that Eclipse spun the chain into like a spiral. It latched onto a limb, and then she pulled, and 2 of them who had been knotted up in the lash knife's chain suddenly fall down either side of you, making it almost impossible for you to miss, he says, jinxing you. Push to
talk.
Oh, he says as he rolls double 1s, as he's just fucking mentioned it. Well, one of them was a 1, you bastard. The other one's a 21 to hit.
That hits, yes. Roll for damage.
I think we've established anything over 20
that's
hits.
A really good roll.
15 is the AC,
12,
we know that.
14.
Unless they adapt, yes. 15 is their base.
17 points of necrotic damage.
Okay, I'm gonna choose which one it is. Okay, yeah, that's that one. You touch one that you think you may have actually grabbed this one before because it's looking a little decrepit, and you just watch as it withers even further. Yeah, it's not looking good. Heal yourself up for the appropriate amount, and off you go. Anything else for your bonus?
I'm getting stupidly low on spells now. Good job I've got that potion, because I am really low on spells. Like,
You didn't just cast Vampiric Touch again, did you? Because Vampiric Touch just keeps going.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
that's concentration.
Yeah, it's a concentration spell.
You didn't get hit last turn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
don't go
so
spending that again.
I will cast Healing Word on Glory as my bonus
thank you.
action, and you get 9 points of healing.
Cool.
You just doubled my life.
Oh god.
I'm a fucking glass cannon.
So that's Nick done. Kate and the bear. You've got 2 prone demons in front of you. And also, weirdly, because making the demons prone mean they roll off Farewell, you have 2 prone demons flanking Farewell, who has on top of him Glory.
Yes.
Weird Hanoi Tower of prone figures.
So
Instead of the
still clinging
demons
to one
having
of
to
them?
avoid Glory's heals, it's Farewell.
Yeah.
Isn't it Cora before Glory though, Simon?
Yeah.
No, she's after me.
Yeah.
No, I'm
It's
before, and then
it's
Glory.
Corinne, Nick, Kate, then Felicia.
Oh yeah,
So it's Kate now.
yeah. My turn hasn't been yet.
Yeah.
It's about to. After
It's about
after
to. You're
Kate.
next. You're 16 and I'm
Yeah.
17. Yeah. So I'm still kind of clinging to one who's still standing, and then 2 of them have fallen down. Is that kind of right?
No. When one of them went prone, you went prone with it.
Oh, okay.
Although
so
technically, because of your size, you didn't go prone because you weren't the one being tripped.
No, I'm
so
kind of just
it
sitting
fell
on it
down
now,
and you just let
basically.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like sitting on top of it.
Yeah. Okay. Is there still 3 though? There's still 3 of them.
Yes. So
Yeah.
1 engaged with Aiden and
Oh,
2, 1 either side of Farewell and Glory.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll do the bonus action first. Let's have the bear maul one of them on the ground because he can definitely.
Okay, with advantage. One of them is quite clearly bloodied, and even with the bear's intelligence, it can detect that that's the easier one. 22 definitely hits. So that's 11 points of piercing. And then it's going to go in for the claw. With advantage. 21, again, that hits. And that's 13 points of damage. So does that kill it? Yes, 22 points. Hit points left. The bear picks up a spare.
Good bear.
So it's both the claw and the bite. So I'm gonna rule that this is what happens. The bear just calmly walks up to the demon, puts its jaws over the neck of the demon, puts the claw on the back, like between the shoulder blades, bites and pulls, and it just walks off with the head of the demon in its mouth, like a dog that's just fetched a ball.
Excellent.
Good boy.
Now Cora is so torn.
Hashtag bear kill.
Nice.
I'm going to spend an action to disguise self as Farewell.
Okay. Playing the weirdest three-cup Monty that I've ever seen. You just, next to Farewell, become Farewell.
Yeah.
We are all
That's-
Farewell.
Yeah, and that's all I can do.
No, I am Farewell.
No, I
No
am
double.
Farewell. Oh,
No,
my poor
I am
green
Farewell.
boy.
Hey! Be nice, you.
Fucking weirdest game of Masquerade over here.
Yeah, and Cora's just gonna basically sort of adopt his same position and just try to fall like one on the ground. Maybe they're not paying attention. The one distracted by Aiden. I'm hoping that they won't know which one's which.
And you've got a fair AC at the moment, so yeah, going well.
I am the tank of the group, the smallest person, and I am the tank because I have the most hit points.
Okay. So that's Felicia. One is engaged with Aiden. The other one is prone at your feet. What are you going to do? Push to talk.
Can't hear you, Felicia.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeet.
Okay. Something weird with the headset. Well,
Yeah, that happened.
Glory will calmly stand up, brush off her skirt from the rumble with the demons. Look them. How many is there? There's 2 on the ground, right?
No, because the bear just walked off with the head of one of them, so there's one on the floor and one next to Aiden.
Oh, good. Let's take the one that's down there. Let's do something new.
I'm scared.
I know, it's just a chromatic orb. Don't worry too much.
Now, okay, this is a thing I've always
Only.
hated about D&D. You are stood over a prone demon, and
Yeah.
you're trying to shoot someone at point blank range. As the rules say, I'm supposed to give you disadvantage, right?
Yeah, it's
But
nonsense.
you can basically put your hand in its face and go chromatic orb. So I'm gonna say that no, I'm gonna give you just a regular roll. It will still have a chance because it's writhing on the floor. It's prone, but it's not paralyzed. So it is just a regular roll rather than a guaranteed hit. So go for it.
Yeah, I don't like that rule, especially because I played a gunslinger, and I remember one time I was literally had the barrel of my gun on a target's
Just doesn't make
head,
sense,
and it
does
was like,
Yeah.
it's like,
No,
oh, you
it
have to roll with
doesn't.
disadvantage. Like, no, I shouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, prone at distance, I get it, but if you're stood over them, it's like, no, it's effectively a melee attack now. If anything, you should have an
Yeah.
advantage. Yeah.
Anyways, that's a 29 to hit.
Misses. No, that hits. You roll for damage.
Oof. That is 19 lightning damage.
Yeah, and you look at a look of complete surprise on this Inquisitor's face. It doesn't seem to understand what lightning is, and it takes the full brunt of the lightning. So you just grab hold of this crackling storm orb, shove it in its face, and when it goes off, yeah, it courses through its body and it's writhing around in pain.
Not dead though.
No.
Sadness.
Okay, is that everything, Felicia?
It's not worth it. And to use 2 sorcery points to do it again.
Okay. So the Inquisitor that's at your feet looks at the 2 farewells. It didn't like the amount of damage it got off you, but it's been given orders to the point where it's recklessly attacking. So I'm going to roll odds evens to see which farewell it gets. Oh, hang on. Helps if I... Right, you are odds, you are evens. Okay. So it's trying to hit the genuine article.
Damn.
Oh.
And it's going to go for a double claw attack. So that's a 15, which misses, and a 22 that hits. So farewell, take 10 points.
Is it rolling with disadvantage because Glory being in the middle and giving them disadvantage with her aura thing?
Thank you. Sorry, here we go. A 20 and a 22. So it still hits. 10 points of slashing damage to you, Farewell. And can I have a DC 10 concentration check for your vampiric touch?
Which I roll at advantage because I'm a warcaster.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
frontline caster, baby.
Which I'm really glad about because one of the dice was a natural 1. You're going into jail. That is a...
How much?
Is it above 10?
Yeah, it's above 10. I maintain concentration.
Okay, cool. Yep. So that was the only one attacking you there. And then the one that's in front of Aiden, I need to do an intelligence check to see whether or not it tries to attack an Aiden. A Farewell.
And Aiden, yeah.
Or if it tries to attack Aiden. So let's see, its intelligence is straight. And nope, that is a 6. It is going to run straight at one of the Farewells.
Do I get an
And it
attack of
attacks.
opportunity?
Oh yeah, you will do, yeah. This time it's going to the fake Farewell. But do your attack of opportunity first. Don't forget he's hexed.
Right,
It's hexed.
okay. That's going to be 18 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. 5, 11. That's 17 points of damage. Do you need to know
Ooh.
what type of damage is what?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Yeah, it's not resistant to radiant, and your weapon is silvered and magical currently. So, yeah, that's fine. It breaks off. It gets a slash across its back for its troubles. It runs to the fake farewell, and it's going to do 2 claw attacks on you, Cora. And it's not going to bother tasting your blood because it thinks you're farewell bare bones, which means it already knows everything it needs to know about you.
As long as it doesn't aim too high.
So a 10 misses, and a 16 misses. It strikes the first one. It does actually go through your illusion, but it doesn't register that you're an illusion. And it goes, huh? And then it just thinks that it's some sort of trickery that Farewell's playing, because it can see that it's 2 Farewells. And then it brings up the follow-up attack, kind of going, no, I'm sure it's there. And then it clangs against your armor. At 16, it would have hit you. But it's because you've now boosted to 18, it hits your breastplate. And you're like, I wasn't wearing a breastplate a few seconds ago. And you can hear the kind of screech as the...
Clang.
Clang then screech as these horrible barbed nails screech up your breastplate, and then kind of flick away, inches away from your face. And because it hit you the second time round, but it just didn't do you any damage, it thinks that you're Farewell. It's just really confused at the moment because, again, illusions don't really exist that much in the Abyss. It's mostly madness.
By the way, Simon, I completely forgot to say that I hid. But I hid on a natural 19, so that is like 30 something.
Good to know. I was
not even bothering counting.
Hiding anyway, yeah. So it goes back around to Aiden.
Hello.
So you're not engaged at the moment. One is engaged with fake Farewell, and the other one is engaged with real Farewell, and technically Glory as well.
Alright, so I don't have a finesse. I don't have a finesse point to just fucking get all of them. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to walk up to the one that was engaged with me, which is now engaged to not Farewell, aka Cora. And while I'm walking there, I'm gonna trust a bit of blood from myself, just like bite myself or something, and I'm gonna cast Blood Curse of the Marked on it.
Nice.
So it has that on top of Hex.
Sure. Done.
Okay. And then I'm going to hit it 2 times with my saber.
Do it.
Come on. That's going to be a 26 and a 11.
Okay, one hits, one doesn't.
Okay. Alright, so let me see. Oh, come on! That's such a garbage roll! Come on! Okay. Alright. Let me see.
Don't forget Hex.
Yeah, this is with Hexed. Okay, let's see. 1 plus 4, that's 5. That's going to be 14 points of damage. I'm so disappointed.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you're really disappointed that the second one didn't hit, because if the second one hit, this thing would be dead. You slash a gaping wound just over the nape of its neck. You come back in for the finishing strike. So you kind of slash one way, you come in for the finishing strike, and it moves at the last second, and you watch as the tip of your blade misses a finishing move by about an inch.
I hate it. Oh my god.
Oh, that
Sorry,
makes
man.
2 of us.
Sorry, man. Some more damage on that roll if you'd rolled really high on that roll.
I
it
rolled
would've
a
been a
1,
one-shot
a
kill.
2, and a 3.
Oh, that's painful. Painful. Sorry.
The only reason it did less than garbage damage is because Blood Curse of the Marked doubles my right damage.
Sure.
So one of those rolls was less garbage, but still garbage.
at the risk of at the risk of handing a kill to Corinne, would you like to kill the thing that has this? Well, basically, it's only got half of its neck left, or do you want to go for the prone figure in front of Farewell, which you will get advantage against? You get advantage
well,
against both. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I got a finesse point last round, I'm gonna use a finesse point.
Both.
I'm gonna, yes. So I'm gonna sneak attack the one that has a lot of health, and then I am gonna, like, collateral damage the other one.
Okay, do it. So the prone figure, which you have double advantage against, because that's the thing. No, it's not. Go for that one.
It's a nat 20. It's just dead. I don't think I need to roll damage.
I think you do. Roll the damage.
Okay.
You're attacking the one with the more hit points first. So.
Okay.
If
Yes.
you will get your...
I thought you wanted it was the other one, but no. Yeah.
Yeah. You want to sneak attack against the one that's got the most hit points.
Yes, the sneak attack against the most hit point. This one. Okay.
That's a scary amount of dice. Roll ones. Garbage roll. This is the time for garbage rolls.
No! If I had to suffer them, so do you!
Yeah. Garbage.
Well,
garbage.
That is fucking 4 ones in that roll.
Oh! The curse is real! The curse is real! I shall celebrate.
If she still deals at 20 damage or more, I'm going to be really angry.
I rolled 4 ones. That's 70 damage with a knife at the end of a chain. That's all it is. It's just a dagger on a chain. It is magical. But the
it is magical, but it's just a knife on a chain.
So it does magical damage. It's like a +1 dagger on the end of a chain, so it allows reach. That's its magical effect, is that the chain doesn't get like tangled and things.
Simon?
Mm-hmm.
You know the spell animate objects and the unseen servant thing that you said you could enchant into objects?
Yeah. With time, you can enchant it so that certain things just become. It's how you make a low-level animatus. So arcane animation.
Simon, I just have this brilliant idea. What if you make a fantasy Roomba with a bunch of knives taped to it?
No,
That's
no,
weird.
I'm putting my foot down right now. No.
44 points of damage, Simon.
What with 4 ones?
Yes, I'm rolling.
How much?
44 points of damage. I am rolling 10d6 plus 2 d4s plus 6.
How much damage was that in total?
44.
It was so nice having Rodrigo back, but
I know.
That's
we
it.
managed to
You
keep
broke.
him.
we kept him for
We
almost
Broke
the
our
entire
blood hunter.
You broke Rodrigo.
Will we get him back before the end?
Did I kill it? Did I kill it?
No, it's fine. It's absolutely fine.
I think
With that much damage, you could have ripped his bloody heart out. Okay.
Nick, I think Rodrigo took the thing he was suggesting to you earlier, the rage crit.
Yeah.
Do the second attack, because this is you're using your finesse point. Attack the one that's in front of Aiden.
He's back.
27 to hit.
Yep. The good news is she only has a D4 plus a modifier in this one.
Well, I rolled max, so that's 10 points
50
of damage.
10 points of damage. You managed to get the lash knife stuck in the crater that Aiden put into this one. You pull out a good chunk of this weird grey flesh, this kind of non-flesh that it has. It's still standing, but how that head is still on top of those shoulders, you have no idea.
Really?
So,
yeah. Oh.
Nick.
Did I kill the other one though?
Yes, you did 44 points of bleeding damage. It only started with 88 hit points. You took its damn head off. At this point,
Nice.
Yes, but the second one.
No, the second one she didn't kill. The second one is just about alive, but the first one she hit with 44 points of damage. She cut its head off and cut it in half like a side of beef. Next up is Nick. You can see that there's, as Glory just naturally falls off you from one side, you can see that
Excuse you, I actually said that I stood up.
Oh, you stood up.
during my
That's right. Yeah,
turn.
you stood up. I do apologize. So yeah, from your kind of not quite prone position, because you didn't get knocked prone, but your kind of dogpile position, you're kind of hunched and you're standing back up fully, Farewell, and you can see between a copy of you and Aiden is a creature whose head is held on by a sinew and yet still standing up. It's really weird.
Okay, so there's a kind of sound as Farewell is freed from the glory embrace.
Yeah.
Woo!
It hurts. It hurts in my soul.
You nearly suffocated in there. Jeez.
It's like, woo! Like,
New custom attack. Anyway.
do I still get advantage on my attacks? Is this one still prone or is this one stood up now?
No, this one stood up. I mean, it's flanked by people either side, but we don't really have a flank roll here. So, yeah, it generally you hit this thing, you'll kill it.
A dirty 20, so that'll hit.
Yeah, that'll hit. And I'm assuming you're vampiric touching.
Yes.
Yeah, go for it. May as well use it as a healing potion.
Yeah. 6, 12, 17, 19 points in necrotic.
Okay, so 19 points of necrotic damage over 1 hit point left. You walk up to this thing, put your hand on its shoulder. The body evaporates into black smoke and absorbs into your skin, and you get 9 points of healing.
Yep.
You've done enough to just completely obliterate its life form.
Holy shit.
Ooh. Yeah, that's my turn.
Yeah, and with that, you've defeated all 6 of the Inquisitors coming down.
I helped.
Yes.
I
I helped too.
helped.
Farewell.
It's almost as if the entire party did something in the battle.
Farewell will give a very apologetic look to Glory and be like, I'm really sorry for this, and I'm really sorry for earlier. But he touches his chest and casts Greater Restoration so that he hopefully removes the hit point maximum limitation on himself.
Yep. It restores, and your maximum hit points go back up.
That's blown my only 5th level spell. And then he will cast Cure Wounds on Glory at 3rd level.
I was gonna say, we have a bunch of potions if we want to chug some potions.
Well,
Yeah, I could use one.
You could chug potions, or I can use my spell slots, because I'm going to chug the spell potion anyway, because I've just blown my 5th level spell, and I kind of need that back.
I forgot what type of potions are carrying.
Normal ones. Normal ones.
Normal
Glory, I
ones.
imagine looks pretty.
3
beaten
normal
fuck up.
ones.
How
Yeah,
badly
Glory's
hurt are
pretty
you, Natalie?
beaten up from actually shielding you with her body.
I am mostly
No
beaten
pressure.
up for the bullshit that I did.
All
so.
I'm going to say is that's an evening he won't forget.
Oh God, yes.
Simon,
That's such a fucking glory response. It's like, you damn straight you won't.
Okay, well, Felicia take 19 points of healing.
Simon, can you please remind me how much does healing potions heal?
So the ones you've got, the brace of 3 that you get as being part of the green organization is
Well, I'm not
2d4
technically part of the green organization, but still.
Yeah,
but
but
you
you were still
had.
given 3 of them. So
Right.
the 3 that you had on you is 2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2.
Yeah.
Okay. 5.
How many more spell slots do you have, Farewell?
Me,
Hmm?
I've got 1/4, 1/3,
Do you get all of them back
2
with
seconds,
this thing or not?
and that's it.
No.
Yeah, you probably don't get
No,
them
but I'll
all
get a
back,
bunch
so
of those
blowing them
back.
isn't. Yeah.
No, I've got no choice because I was whilst that was healing me up, I was only on 4, and it takes a lot to get me back up again. I've actually got some decent hit points now. So yeah,
Yeah.
Simon, I'm going to chug that spell potion, and it restores
Okay.
whatever it restores.
I might chug one of mine.
Sure.
Yeah,
Which
normal
naturally
health
get,
potions,
I
you
get
mean?
the top. I don't need to roll because I've got the
You're familiar.
everlasting
Yes, so
light thing or whatever. Where is it? What is it called?
yep, so just take 10 points of healing for each basic healing potion. Just take 10 points of healing, Cora.
A health potion is 2d4 plus con,
2.
right?
2.
No,
No,
plus 2.
plus 2.
Plus 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So hit dice use con.
Do I check
Healing spells use the spell casting modifier. And the healing potions, because they are just the magic comes from them, it's a set figure.
Okay.
Right, it is 20 past 11, so I'm going to round this up.
Yeah.
Oh, so
How many spell slots
As-
do I get back before I forget? Because it'll be 2 each.
I think it was 5 for this one.
Are we? Sorry, I think I misheard. Are we taking a short rest right now?
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
You're
We're
We're
walking-
chugging
Right.
potions.
We're walking along and doing this because I.
Right, I heard hit dice, so I was like, oh,
yeah,
we're taking
I
like
was
a short rest.
explaining how each of the modifiers, which modifier you use in each scenario. So
Okay.
yeah,
Very
you
well.
guys don't get an hour. No, you're walking
Yes.
along with
Sorry,
this
Simon.
procession.
Is that
Very
5
well.
spell slots of my choice, or just
Yep.
5 spell slots?
Chug
Oh,
another one.
Divvy it up any way if you like. So you can have a 5th level, a 4 and a 1, a 3 and a 2, 2 2s and a 1, whatever combination of 5 levels of spell slots you want.
Just wanna, so it's out there. I chuck 2 healing potions then.
Yep, sure. Roll 44 plus 4.
Farewell. You wouldn't
Yeah,
happen
alright,
to have
it's done.
seen some people from your church in the parade from Freetown? Because, maybe they can help fix us up?
Good question. And I look.
Okay, I would like you to do 2 things. Do me a perception check and roll me a d20. And as with all luck checks, I decide by the roll of dice whether high or low is good enough.
17 for perception and 16 for luck.
Okay. So let's generate, shall we? Sure. You can see a human female. Being that I'm just rolling a random NPC here. Human female. You know that she is a paladin cleric cross. So she was a paladin and then decided to go full blown into the cloth. And unlike the clergy of the real world, they're allowed to have relationships and marriages, and this one's married. You actually went to one of their anniversaries. Her face is incredibly beat up. She's got like cauliflower ears, kind of spread nose, and all the rest of it from her time of being a paladin. And she's a member of the flock. She's a member of the Raven Queen. She gets what my some of my friends would call pants drunk. She's a really funny drunk, and gets very loud when she's drunk as well. And yeah, so she's part of the flock. You know, she's very strong with the Raven Queen, both being able to hit hard in the Raven Queen's name, or to be able to bless or heal.
Cora is digging out her restorative ointment and seeing if people want any of it.
Yeah, I'll have some.
It's,
I could always use a little bit.
It's a 2d8 plus 2 hit points for each dose.
Yeah,
Charge.
I'm down.
Four doses.
So yeah, Cora gets out this pot and just
Spoonful
starts to
of
smear it on people.
Apparently you can swallow it. You can just like swallow or apply to the
Oh, come on.
Oh yes, you can
Yeah.
swallow it.
Yummy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
thanks to that, I'm actually back up to my maximum. So thank you, Cora.
Okay.
2d8 plus how much?
2d8 plus
Two.
2 hit points.
Okay,
So
I,
two of you.
alright.
Anyone else?
10.
It's got 2
Nah.
charges left.
Save it.
Later. Yeah. Put it back in the bag.
I will. I'll go over to the cleric and I will sort of whisper in her ear if she could assist us with some restoration ability, as our sorceress is under some negative effects, just to speed things up.
I have 12 hit points down, but I'm not too bad at all. I think I'm probably still
At
higher
least you
than
don't
anyone
have
else.
minus 15 of
Well,
your maximum hit
considering how
points.
low your
that-
hit points
that
are as well.
Sucked.
Oh, we've lost
Okay.
my bonus back. Yeah, I'm
So
yeah, I'm fine. 67.
so Evangeline, as you know her to be, says, "Sure, I'm not as attuned with the mistress as you, but I can see what I can do." And she
Thank
walks
you.
up to Glory, and Glory, this battle scarred but kind of kindly looking woman, walks up to you. She's 22 years of age, and she walks up to you and says, "Yes, I can see some sort of malady has taken you." And she reaches out and puts her hand on your cheek, and she's going to do a religion check to see if she can blow a number of her spell slots to get a higher spell slot. I only allow this for NPCs because player characters would abuse the crap out of it.
Yeah.
Okay. So she got a 16 on the dice, and her. Let's see if she's that level. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. She just about cracks 20, and it's gonna take about 7 points of her spell slots. So I'm gonna take off. Athena, I'm going to have to record her just in case you go back to her. I'm going to take 7 levels of spell slots off her, but that's going to equate to a level 5 effect. And she takes a moment praying. In fact, you kind of get to the back of the parade by this time, and your minus 15 maximum hit points slowly fritters away.
Oh, nice.
You're back up to your regular maximum. Evangeline looks a little worried because she knows she's expended a lot of her channeling power. And she was already healing before that.
Look, don't worry, it'll be fine. This will really help for what we're about to do.
You opened the gates. You let us in the first place. Why wouldn't I do this?
Well,
I'll just make sure I stay at the back.
Yeah. Can you find Dusk and tell her where I'm going? And what I'll do is I will show her on the map where I'm about to go, and just say, look, if I don't come back in a couple of hours, she might need to send some people there.
Dusk is doing what she can at the temple where she's strongest. I can send word there.
Thank you.
Okay. So yeah, Dusk Elmheart, and that's Archpriestess of the Raven Queen in Freetown. And yeah, so you catch up with the procession, and now at maximum hit points, having already. Oh yeah, go on.
Just to say, I'm staying as Farewell, and I'm like,
Sure.
and I'm gonna be like, you are known, and I'm gonna cast invisibility on him. Greater invisibility on him.
Greater.
Doesn't greater invisibility only last a minute, Cora? Kate, because if
let me check, because you might be right.
I think she's right. I think it only lasts a minute.
Bollocks, it only lasts a minute. Okay, well I won't be.
I'll allow you to go into invisibility instead.
I don't think I've got invisibility. I only have greater invisibility. So.
Oh. Okay.
Oh wow.
In that case, I recommend saving it till the next combat.
No, I will, but I am.
You can just push Farewell into
Farewell.
Sure. Yep. That means a 50-50 chance to do it, unless they do an intelligence check to try to search for illusion.
Yeah.
So, joining the parade of.
And I will be a third Farewell, by the way. Now, when we're out of the combats, we have 3 Farewells walking around.
Okay.
Oh my god.
As you join the procession,
it is now the parade of farewells.
I'm not taking part of this.
No.
As you join the procession, that is now not just the people of Freetown, but Ostermarkians and the Shacklemen and other people as well from all different walks of life. You can see this ice white haired, broad, strong woman covered in furs, this giant double-headed axe wielded. She's got cuts that are dried on her skin. She's not even fully breaking into a sweat, but you can see these veins bulging in her muscles. So she goes up and hews off a limb from another demon, and you know this as Yana Whitehawk, the top primary or barbarian of the city.
That was the hot one, wasn't it? The MILF.
What do you mean that was the hot one? Everyone is hot to Glory, surely.
Yeah,
but I think at this stage, all of us are going. Yeah, actually, that's pretty fucking. I mean, so we all fuck with that.
I guess. I guess.
Yana Whitehawk is. How do I describe her?
The way you described her was
everybody is hot. She's in her 40s. She is built like a brick shithouse. She's human. All of the pelts and things on her are actually barbarian accolades, and she is the top primary. That's the word I use for barbarian in Illyria. Of the city. They don't spend a lot of time in the city. They tend to go out roaming and then come back again. And she's well known as being the one that breaks up any fights in the bar. She drinks, she hunts, she comes back to the city to keep her people in control. They are very much a subculture within the city. And she is one of the faction leaders in the city, except they don't have any holdings or anything like that. You can find them in bars, you can find them sat in the green spaces of the city, the parks, just sat chilling out. And she wades in with a bunch of primari. She hasn't brought in a full-on force, but she's here as well. She has joined the throng. And as you press forward down this huge parade ground, which takes you most of the way, you can see these bodies littering the streets, but very few of them are non-demon. Most of them are demons hewn to pieces by this unstoppable and unfathomable force. You all 3 farewells and 2 friends and Bear walk into the seething throng and disappear into this wave of individuality. Ironic, because there's 3 of one of you. and disappear. You disappear into this cacophony of life that is starting to defeat the chaos that would reduce all life here into an abomination of itself. And with that, we'll finish episode 55. And we look forward to next year, 2020. 10th of January, to my knowledge, where I guarantee you, in that session, you will meet the architect.
Yeah.
Oh boy!
Oh boy.
Oh boy. He gonna die.
So, everybody enjoy whatever festival you have at this time of year. I will say Merry Christmas as the one that I was raised around. And
Happy
have
holidays.
an amazing New Year.
Happy holidays.
We will be very happy to be part of that New Year with you.
God jul!
God
jul.
jul, ja.
Oh shit.
God jul och gott nytt år.
You want me to
Say
start
it
speaking
Spanish.
Spanish?
Yes,
Sure,
please.
why not?
Spanish!
Please.
Feliz Navidad!
Natal
Feliz Año Nuevo.
for me.
Oh, am I leaving? Because I can't tell where the end is. Is the end now?
Well, I just said goodbye and then they
I
carried
know,
on talking.
I know,
So
it's
if you
like,
don't shut us
let's
off now,
wait,
it's never
wait,
going to
we're
happen.
going,
Just
goodbye,
pull the plug.
goodbye,
Go.
goodbye.
Just do it.